It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Idiots Podcast.
Yep, Charlamagne the God.
Andrew Schultz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots, and today's show is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Don't be an idiot. If you've been injured in a car crash or other incident, call Morgan & Morgan, okay? Morgan & Morgan has recovered billions of dollars for thousands of people, and it's free to hire them unless you win. Visit forthepeople.com/idiots for a free, no obligation consultation. We got more shows.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's also brought to you by Spotify's original Dissect podcast. That's right. Today's episode is brought to you by the Spotify original Dissect. Dissect is a serialized music analysis podcast where they take a single album per season and examine the lyrics, music, and meaning behind one song per episode. Their new season is all about Kendrick Lamar's 2017 album, Damn, unpacking the Pulitzer Prize-winning album note by note, line by line. Stream Dissect on Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcast, because great art deserves more than a swipe. I can't wait for that Lil Pump season.
Really? You focus Pump?
No, but it'd be really short.
And listen, we got some church announcements.
What did you mean by Gucci Gang?
We got some church announcements.
Yes, we do.
Sunday, October 27th, I will be in Milwaukee. I will be at the Varsity
Milwaukee,
Theater.
man.
I fuck with Milwaukee too. Why do I fuck with Milwaukee too?
I know why you do. Because I think that was the first market to syndicate.
It was the first market that syndicated
right?
the Breakfast Club, but I just like Milwaukee.
Yo, dude.
I'm the type of person that don't like Miami, but like Milwaukee.
It's a vibe, bro.
I like Milwaukee,
It's a vibe, dude. Yeah.
And I had to stay in Milwaukee for a week when we shot Catfish back in the day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I fuck with Milwaukee,
No, I like
even though the
Milwaukee.
hotel was haunted. You know what I mean? It's
But
cool.
that's why you like it.
Few ghosts here and there. Who cares?
What's a ghost?
But I'll be there at the Varsity Theater 1 p.m. with Krishanda Lee Perez having a discussion about Black emotional health and wellness and mental health. All right.
Krishanda Lee Perez. She got
Krishanda Lee
three
Perez.
different races in her one name.
Yes. So salute to Krishanda. And then on October 28th, I'll be at Winthrop University doing an event called Tell Your Story. And it's a conversation on improving mental health awareness with Michelle Williams, Marianne Williamson, and myself. It's free food, free conversation. It's free to everybody from 2 to 4 p.m. at Winthrop University. Me, Michelle Williams, and Marianne Williamson. So pull up on us.
Got him. And
Okay?
then Matador Tour, Palm Beach. This Saturday, first show sold out, added a second show. Then next weekend, we're going to be in Chico, California. A few tickets left for that. Sacramento sold out. Then we're coming back. Connecticut, Norwalk, the Wall Street Theater. Then we got Boston on the 16th, Wilbur Theater. First show sold out, second show tickets left. And then New York, November 22nd, Town Hall. First show sold out. Few tickets left for the second, but get those because they're going quick. Now let's start the show, my man.
Let's start the show. Where do we start?
Why don't we start with this?
Two dicks?
Okay.
Dick talk?
Dick segments.
Right out the gate?
Yeah, let's do it.
Listen, man, I saw Tank.
Can you break it down for me? Because I don't even understand what it is.
Play the clip, Taylor. All right, so basically,
Tank sticks or tank sticks?
listen, all I know is he was on lip service. I don't know how the conversation started. But he basically said that if you have sucked 2 dicks, that don't make you gay. You got it? Okay, well play it from there, Taylor.
Okay.
This is.
But are you like playing it?
I can play it.
So don't do any lazy editing.
Are you playing it right now? I know you could.
Look at Taylor producing.
Damn.
Not really. You know we wanted to talk about dicks, but you know this show.
Are you ready?
You've
Yeah.
been
Are
working
you
with us
ready?
long enough to know we love to talk about dicks.
Let's
This clip
go.
should have been ready.
Let's go.
It's not loading.
It's not loading?
Let's dig into it, right? Okay.
That he did.
He sucked the once, right? And then he's like, I'm not sure if I liked it or not.
Let
You know
me
what I'm
try
saying?
it again.
Let me try it again. And then he says, you know what? It's not for me. Don't like the taste. You see what I'm saying?
Don't like the
he's-
taste.
We not talking about chicken. We talking about chicken.
Well, you know what?
Chicken
So how
in
you-
his jaw.
How you made a bar out of chicken and
Because
chicken.
she's an artist at heart.
It's natural. It comes natural.
But it doesn't mean he's gay. It means he sucked twice.
Okay. So, just for the sake of your argument, that's okay.
I know exactly what that is. Gay! All right? I don't know the fuck Tank talking about. Like, he needs to knock it off, bruh. If I kill 2 people, I am a murderer.
Murder.
If I rob 2 banks, I am a bank robber. If I suck 2 dicks, I'm gay. At the least. Even if you don't want to go all the way gay, at the least bisexual.
You're definitely bi.
At the least.
Yeah, you're bi. Now, here's the thing. If you sucked 1 dick,
Curious.
there's a curiosity.
Still gay,
but curious.
Gay adjacent. Gay-ish.
You're gayish. You're gayish. A new show brought to you by Shonda Rhimes.
You couldn't. By the way, by the way, it depends on what kind of circle you got, right? Because it's probably some guys that are progressive and they can sit around.
I thought you meant circle like the size of your butthole.
No, there's guys that they can sit around and they can talk about, they was curious and they have that conversation. Cool. But then you might come to your other homeboys and be like, yeah, man, I sucked dick once. That don't mean I'm gay. Like. What? So
this is the shitty. This is the shitty thing about the conversation, right? People are assuming that there's something wrong with being gay.
Who said that?
No, there isn't. There are just things that are straight and there are things that are gay. A man sucking another guy's dick is a gay thing.
It's a gay act.
If a gay dude was fucking pussy, we'd be like, I think you might like pussy, bro.
Doing some straight shit,
That's
bro.
some straight shit,
What's
bro.
up with you in this straight shit?
Yo, you out here straight.
You straight now?
Yo, pussy talk.
Straight. I don't get the argument.
The second dick confirms it, dog.
Bro,
the first one is like, you should know, like, I don't need to try pistachio ice cream to know I don't like it.
You can have that whole conversation with 1 dick. When you talk about 2 dicks, bro, you can't wake up with the taste for dick twice. All right? You know what I mean? Like,
It's so evident.
2 dicks, you got a taste for dick.
Also, like, when you try something new and you go, let me try again just to make sure. No, let me try again just to make sure. It's because you liked it. Like, you take a bite of your girl's food, you're like, I don't know if I like it. Let me get another bite.
Yeah,
it's because you liked it, not because you didn't.
Yeah, but it's a difference between getting 2 bites and going back for another whole dick.
Also, a dick suck takes a while.
Yeah, it's a lot that go with dick sucking, bro.
And it's your first and second dick suck, so you're not even going to be that good at it. So you need to jaw that thing down.
Yeah, man.
Nah, dude, you enjoy dicks.
I was thinking about this because we get head, right?
Yeah.
So we love head.
But it was weird how that was phrased.
No, I'm just saying.
Yo, we love giving each other head on this show.
You know what I mean? But okay, well we got Taylor and Sim in the room.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume, but I'm just assuming at some point in your life y'all have
given fellatio.
Exactly.
You filleted. So
y'all know how y'all do it.
Right. So
as a guy, it's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
You're jiggling niggas' balls. You making them come. Like, it ain't normal. I'm serious. It ain't normal shit. You doing your head. And when you do like this, bro, like you a man, you did like this? And like, yo, it is what it is. Like, I'm just saying, it is what it is. Like, you can't just act like, you wasn't gay. You was gay.
Bro.
You was gay, and it's fine.
And still are.
No, that was not. See, that's a different debate. I think if you, all right, let's just say you suck 2 dicks at some point in your life, right? Say you suck 2 dicks at 18.
Okay, no.
What?
No.
What?
Not 18. Like, we're not talking about like you're homeless or something, like you need a place to stay or like you're going through.
In college, you wanted to suck some dick.
Outside of college, we're talking 27, good job, roof over your head, bills paid, no school loans, sucking dick.
Yeah, you had a new year, new me year.
Yes, you did. You had 2 new years.
If you just decided at 27 to suck 2 dicks in that year, that was a new year, new me. I want to say it so bad.
Say it.
Oh, no, you can say, by the way, you can say that.
Say what?
That word is fine.
Which one?
New queer, new me.
New queer, new year.
New queer, new year.
Name of the podcast.
By the way, you can say that. No, that's not even a slur no more. That's LGBT. I actually think queer means that.
Queer does mean it. Queer, and it's also more than gay. Queer is like all encompassing.
So you're not just like strictly dickly.
You're not strictly dickly.
You're in a little bit of everything. I thought that was something else though.
We have a gay person.
Who?
Anybody
ask
want to talk to
Joey.
that gay dude? No, I'm joking. I'm just
Let's ask Joey.
joking. Can I joke around?
Let's ask Joey. Yes, that is it. Let me see. Definition of queer. Well, see, the dictionary says strange or odd. Okay, no, here it goes. What does the Q stand for in LGBTQ? To recognize this inclusion, a popular variant adds the letter Q for those who identify as queer are questioning. That's what the Q stands for, questioning.
Or queer. It started as queer.
But doesn't Q questioning start with a Q?
Also, yeah.
Yeah, so our question, that makes perfect sense. Are questioning their sexual identity. So if you have
minimum
indeed,
questioning.
yeah, if you've been straight all your life and then you say at 27 you decide you're gonna suck 2 dicks, that you would have to be questioning your sexual identity.
100%.
Absolutely. So new queer, new year.
New queer, new year.
Boom!
And again, it's 27. Hit it.
Yeah.
We're not talking about struggling and then you suck a dick. That is, I think you could be struggling, suck a dick, and you could definitely not be gay. You're trying to get out of a tough situation.
There go my man Joey.
What happened?
Joey, I got a question for you real
Yeah,
quick.
we got a question, bro.
Is the Q
It's about
in
tank, he
LG
said?
is about tank? Joey said it's about tank.
The gays have been talking. I'm Andrew, by the way. Nice to meet you, bro. We're talking to Mike.
First of all, is Q is the Q word a bad word?
Queer?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Boom. We figured that. Well, it used to be
Thank
back
you.
in the day, but it's not anymore.
No, it's not. Like, we claim that term now.
Got you. And that means somebody who's curious about their sexual identity.
Yeah, or it's like an umbrella term for the LGBT community.
Okay.
Like, I identify as like a queer male, also gay.
So queer goes first.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a superhero, I'm in Marvel.
Yes.
Okay.
So if what
Exactly.
so you know what Tank said is that's queer.
Can you suck?
so.
Question:
What do you
Can you
think?
suck 2 dicks?
I
and
want to
be
know what Joey
straight?
thinks that is first though.
Wait,
Wait, what?
Hold on, slow down. You get so excited. Slow down.
No, I don't know how to.
Take it easy.
I don't know how to put the tip in.
Jesus Christ, slow down. You get so excited.
I'm like tank around dicks.
Is what he said queer? Because when I looked up the definition of queer, it said somebody questioning their sexual identity.
Yeah.
So I would think that if a guy has given fellatio twice in his life, but he doesn't
Right.
identify as gay, that would be
Yeah.
queer.
To me personally, I don't think it was gay.
Okay.
That might sound crazy.
Break it
but-
down. Break it down. This is great.
So, I know plenty of gay men that experimented with straight women. That didn't make them straight.
It's a good point.
Great point.
Now
You
here
know?
was our question where we broke it down. We're not talking about like 16, 18,
Right.
maybe in college, a little drunk, right? 27, successful, bills paid, mortgage taken care of, no school debt, nothing, great job.
January 1st, you want to try something new. New queer, new year.
2 things new.
Right.
2 new things. It's like
That's it.
one and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
again. Now is it a little bit
So it's
more
a
gay?
reoccurring thing.
It's 2 times.
Tank said 2.
Okay.
We had a sequel.
Tank said 2.
I don't think so. There's plenty of things to try. Like, I mean, hello? I don't think so.
Here's the question. How old are you?
I'm 22.
22.
Yeah.
Are you trying pussy?
Hell no.
That shit is gay.
I'm over that shit. No.
Now, at maybe 14
Yeah.
or 15, you feel societal pressure to conform to a standard of
Right,
living that has been put on you, not who you are.
And you got to make sure you are what. Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm assuming, but you got to make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
you are what you believe you are.
Right, right.
all
Sure.
the books you're reading are man, woman. All
Right.
the movies you're seeing
Like
are
the
man,
pressure,
woman.
yeah.
So there's this immense pressure for you to like see if maybe that is you
All of
as
these
well.
social constructs.
Tons of social
Yeah.
constructs. So you try it and you're like, this is not for me.
Right.
Right? But 27, you go back and dabble.
Yeah.
There's some Q.
Yeah. That's a really weird way of saying it. I
Right?
mean,
We're not talking
Kind
about
of,
Don't
but I
let her
don't think
sway
so.
you, Joey. Tell me what
No,
you
no.
think.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
right.
I see what you're saying. Like, I understand it completely, but I mean, like, if he tries it like over 2 times, then all right. He might be a little gay.
Okay,
2
so it's
is
a,
the limit.
No, it's a 3 suck law.
Like,
It's a 3 suck law. Just like
sucking rule.
like how you got a 3 strike law, it's a 3 suck law. If 2 is okay, but if you suck 3, we gotta identify you as gay.
Yeah.
Okay, question. Now here's the thing. Getting head,
Yeah.
far different act
Then giving.
from
I agree.
giving.
Yes.
So if you found out that a guy in college got head from
Yeah.
some other dude, I don't know,
Right.
hey, he's drunk, some crazy who knows, right?
Right.
Way different.
Bro, that's a good
Completely.
point.
You're doing
Yeah.
the act is a commitment.
It's
Right.
the head, man.
It's the look at
It's
this is
that. Like,
And,
am I doing it right?
I mean, you got to the right person, but
So you don't think Tank was gay?
no,
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, I get it. I get where like you guys are coming from, but I don't think so. Like if it was kind of like a era in his life, I guess if he did it, that's like allegedly saying if he's experienced, if he tried it, a few times or whatever and got over it and he's done with it, no, I don't think he's gay. But if it's a reoccurring thing, like if he tried it at 21, then went back to dick at 28, he might be a little gay because
got a
it's
taste
still
for
in his
dick.
mind. Yeah,
Last
exactly.
question.
The taste stays for a
Last
while,
question.
like.
this blew my mind. Wait, the what? It stays for a while? It's like root beer?
What?
It's got an aftertaste?
I mean, a little bit. Depends on what you do.
Whoa. Okay, so this is fascinating.
I didn't
They're
know.
just like, can you leave?
No.
I
This is
love
great. This is great. Now, here's another thing that I was told by gay and straight friends of mine. Gay guy broke it down first.
Yeah.
He was like, the straight men that are into trans women are straight. They're not
Yeah.
into gay men.
Yeah.
Now, those guys who are straight are blowing, if the penis is still there,
Right.
the trans woman.
Yeah.
So this is where things get interesting, right? Now, am I right about that so far?
No, you're right. I get it.
Because I have
I
actually.
understand the confusion. Yeah.
So like from a guy who is not aware that they're like, wait a minute, but if you're blowing a dude, then, or if you're having sex with a penis, you know what I'm trying to say. If you're giving head, that might be that you're into dudes,
Right.
but they're specifically not hooking up with gay dudes, and they're hooking up with trans.
Right.
Like I have comic buddies that are really into it, right? Jim Norton
Yeah.
loves it, right? They don't view that as gay at all. Thoughts?
I don't think it's gay either because those trans women identify as women. What they have in between their legs don't matter.
Got
You
you.
Because
isn't what's in between somebody's legs what determines whether somebody is gay or not? Isn't it like the same sex? They call it same sex relationships for a reason.
Right. It's like such a weird gray area, honestly.
So
like,
if a guy
say
identifies
weird,
as a
but-
girl,
Yeah.
but he's like butt
still has
fucking,
male, yeah.
yeah. So he still has the penis and he's butt fucking you. That's straight.
Yeah.
All right, 2019.
Hey, we here, baby.
See, like,
No, we here. Listen, the only thing I didn't like about the Tank conversation was
Yeah.
Tank saying it was homophobic. Like, I'm like, it's not homophobic for us to try to figure out
yeah.
how many dicks does it take to be, how many dicks you got to suck to be
Right.
gay.
That's
It's
it.
a
That's all I want to
little,
know.
I don't say it's
Like,
homophobic.
nobody wants to be gay no
but-
more.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a double standard. I don't think it's homophobic. You know?
Yeah.
I'm glad he stood up against it
Right.
and didn't care what, people said about it. He got the gays on his side, so.
This is the new how many licks does it take to get to the center of a
Okay.
Tootsie Pop? I'm serious.
For
How
real.
many dicks do you have to suck to be considered gay? That's what. That's
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all.
And in the cartoon commercial, it's like 1, 2, and then that's it.
You enjoy it, keep going.
Yeah.
Why do people act like the term gay is so bad now?
Well,
Yeah.
That's
so
what I'm
that-
starting to realize.
that's
Like,
the
you don't want to be
trickiest
labeled
thing.
gay.
That's
for
what it
real.
is. This is more about the label than the act. If we had no
agree.
negative connotation with the label,
That's it exactly.
It would be meaningless.
He wouldn't
right?
have to speak about it.
Or he'd be like, yeah, it's kind of gay to suck dicks. Like, who cares? But the fact that
Yeah.
he's defending
Yeah.
the act is because he doesn't want to be associated with the label.
Yeah, and by
But
the
can
way-
we blame him though? Because people already started coming for him for it.
Because there's
you know?
crazy prejudice associated.
Exactly.
You can't blame
Exactly.
him. Right? But it's
I don't think they came for him because of what the act is. I think they came for him because of the confusion of saying if you suck 2 penises,
Right.
you're not gay. You got to think people's whole lives they've been taught. Oh, wait a minute, a man being with another man is gay. Same
my
sex.
whole life I've only sucked 1 penis, hoping I wouldn't be gay. Turns out.
You're really taking what people have learned throughout their whole life and ripping it up and saying, nah, that ain't the case. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So it's more like confusion.
It's
is what you're saying,
confusion. That's all it is.
Yo, people
That's
do
it.
not like confusion about anything.
Yeah.
When it comes to anything, we do not like it. We need, for whatever reason, we need shit in order. We need symmetry. And the reality of the matter is like, life is pretty fucking confusing.
What do you
Well,
mean?
girls
It's just
Girls
like people
know?
care too much. That's the thing. Like,
What you mean? Well, there's a bigger social cost for guys
right.
when a guy has like a gay stigma, right? Because like if you eat some pussy in college, I'm not going to
We're
judge
just
you.
saying this, yeah.
Right? Like,
sure.
I think it's awesome. But if I
Guys
suck
think
some
it's hot,
dick in
yeah.
college, you're like, I don't know if I want to be with that guy who sucked dick. So if women weren't so homophobic, we would probably be way more open.
Nah, Schultz, I agree with you. It's really women's fault. Because what did I tell you?
right.
You have a point.
It's women's
Yeah.
fault.
Point.
Prejudice.
Y'all won't accept it, man. No man can tell y'all they used to suck dick, and
That's it.
you gonna be like,
But it's just like,
Listen, all we
men are
want to
so
do is suck some
annoying.
dick out here, ladies. Why can't you accept that?
that was on. By the way, that was on Insecure. Wasn't that on Insecure?
Yeah.
That was on Insecure. This guy Molly was dating went down on a dude in college or something like that, and she didn't want to date him no more because of that.
It's true.
Joey, thank you for talking to us,
of
man.
course. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Let's
Appreciate
pay some
you,
bills.
Joey.
Of course.
If there is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp Online Counseling can help. BetterHelp offers licensed professional counselors who are specialized in issues such as depression, anxiety, relationships, trauma, anger, family conflicts, LGBT matters, grief, self-esteem, and more. Connect with your professional counselor in a safe and private online environment and get help at your own time and at your own pace. Anything you share is confidential, and it's so convenient, okay? You can schedule secure video or phone sessions as well as chat and text with your therapist. If for some reason you are not happy with your counselor, you can request a new one at any time for no additional charge, okay? And best of all, it's truly an affordable option, all right? Our listeners, our Brilliant Idiots family, gets 10% off your first month with the discount code IDIOT. So why not get started today? Go to betterhelp.com/idiots, then simply fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor you'll love. That's betterhelp.com/idiots. You might as well do the other one, Schultz.
I think so.
Since Chris got us so caked up with ads.
Okay, Chris trying to keep his job.
Chris trying not to get fired.
Yo, did y'all see the people commenting on the Lymes thing last week?
No, I didn't see it.
You know, it's not even Lyme's.
What do you mean?
It's Lyme disease.
Oh no, but I Googled.
That's why you haven't cured your disease, because you don't even know how to spell it. You've been Googling the wrong thing.
But I Googled. See, I actually did this.
Okay.
I was like, okay, what were the two things we were discussing? So I Googled China and limes, and there really are China limes. Right, Chris? Yeah. It's a fruit. It's China limes. So I was like, oh, this is what God wanted. So I made it China limes. So that was me.
Son. Anyway, look, guys, if you want to get some China limes, you should get them Postmated. Postmates supports this podcast, okay? Other than your absolute best friends, who could you ask to bring you red wine at 4 p.m., China limes at 9 p.m., and a breakfast burrito at 8 a.m.? Postmates it is. Postmates your personal food delivery, grocery delivery, whatever you can think of delivery service all year round. No trips to the store. Don't leave your fucking house, okay? You don't even have to know where the store is. Postmates will find it. Get you your items, bring them to you. You download the app, iOS or Android. It's free. Browse the local restaurants, businesses, track the delivery, the whole 9 yards. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Postmates will bring you what you want within the hour. That's right. Within the hour, you have it. Anything you're craving, they will deliver it. They have more than 25,000 partner merchants. So for a limited time, Postmates is giving our listeners $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days. You think you can spend $100 in 7 days? Do you think if they give you $100, you can spend it in 7 days? Well, fucking do it.
I don't feel like shit for groceries, bro.
You think? $100?
$100?
You got a family, though. Like, there are people that have no family.
And $100 gets you a lot of shit?
Shit. You know how much hummus?
Really?
Yeah, I don't get anything but hummus.
Hummus is expensive.
For $7, Sabra?
Yeah, I fuck with Sabra. Sabra's dope.
Yo, we're cultured, bro.
It's a fake healthy snack.
Don't tell nobody. Point is, $100 free, 7 days suspended. Go do it. For a limited time, you just hit that offer code IDIOTS. You just use our offer code IDIOTS. Download Postmates with the code IDIOTS. Okay, back to the show.
Listen, what are we talking about here?
Oh, man, what did we have? We had another thing that we were going to discuss as well. Oh, you had an eventful YouTube week?
What happened?
Oh, man.
What happened?
Bro, first video up, you go viral?
That wasn't the first video, though.
Well, still, it is.
It's been a month.
Whatever. I'm not
been
gonna.
a month.
I'm just so stoked. For
Almost a month, maybe 2 weeks, 3
I love
weeks.
it.
I had the YouTube
I love
page
it.
up.
I think it's great. I'm so excited for what's to come with this.
I thought I enjoyed the conversation with Gucci Mane. You know what I'm saying? The reason I enjoyed the conversation with Gucci Mane is because I am at a place in my life where it's all about mindfulness. And it's all about mental health. And I've always been intrigued by stories of growth. That's why I've always gravitated towards the Nation of Islam.
Right.
That's why I've always gravitated towards the autobiography of Malcolm X. Just any story about transformation and evolution. And I mean, in hip hop, there's not too many stories you can look at, and really see evolution in a real way, like when it comes to Gucci Mane. You know what I'm saying? If you remember Gucci Mane way back in the day when he was, on the lean heavy, and he was, wilding, fighting in the mall, and fighting women, and just why he was a wild, out of control dude, and to see him grow and evolve into somebody that people look at as goals.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, especially body goals, you know what I'm saying? Because you saw what he used to look like physically and you see what he looks like physically now. I just wanted to have that conversation with him. And plus, I've seen him say little things like, Malcolm Gladwell is his favorite author, and he did a conversation with Malcolm Gladwell before. And I think a lot of that stuff goes under the radar a lot of the time. So I was like, you know what? If I sit down with Gucci, he's put out 101 projects. What do I want to talk to Gucci Mane about? All I want to talk to him about is his growth and his evolution. And I think for a 59-minute interview, 54 was about mindfulness.
Yeah, it's very mindful.
Yeah, it was about mindfulness.
There's a little regression at the end.
The last 5, but like he said throughout the interview, he's a work in progress.
Dude, before we get to the last 5, I never underestimate successful people. Right? I don't care how silly people present themselves as, like the Seth Rogans of the world, or these people who are like, yeah, I'm a stoner, bro, I'm fat, I just eat nachos all the time.
There's something there.
I'm like, bro,
yeah.
Adam Sandler is like always in like, ripped clothes, khakis, but you're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm like,
he knows what he's doing.
You know what you do.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Gucci. I'm like, you've signed all these artists that have ended up being successful. You saw them in early deals. You've been instrumental in like the, creation, at bare minimum creation of a genre of music, right? But also like made millions of dollars doing it. So I'm like, now this guy's got to be really smart. I just haven't really seen in-depth interviews, maybe with him being like sober per se, right?
Yeah.
But he was talking about like coping with life stuff in a really intelligent way, right? Like there was a moment where he was like, I just block it out. Or I just become numb to it.
He was talking about death. He talked about his father dying, his mom dying, his homeboy Shorty Low, and I asked him, did he give himself a chance to grieve? Because all this was fairly recent.
Yeah.
And he said, and we can play the clip as well, but he was like, because it's my content, but he was like, he doesn't grieve. And he said he kind of just blocks it out. Yeah, and I asked him, is that healthy? And he said, I don't know if it's healthy, but it's practical.
Dude, that line right there, I don't know if it's healthy, but it's practical.
Yeah.
Certain people don't have the time for health. Certain people don't have the luxury of health. In a lot of ways, we live in the first world, so we have it. But like mental health is a luxury. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to think about my thoughts and think about how I feel. There's motherfuckers out there like, how do I get away from this tornado?
Absolutely.
How do I get away from this hurricane?
Absolutely.
And like, I just thought it was such a poignant observation about like what he had probably done in his life to get through these things.
I liked it because I think that's what we're all trying to do. We're just all trying to find practical ways to make it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's practical ways just to make it through life, financially, or practical ways to make it through life mentally. Like that's what therapy is, right? Therapy is a practical resource that you can go do to try to be better mentally. You know what I'm saying? Cutting out carbs is a practical way of being better physically. I think that's what we're all trying to do.
But you have to have self-awareness to even know that you want to improve, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I got from pieces of this interview. I was like, this guy recognized certain behaviors. Like at one point he says, and he goes, I realized I had to level up, or I forget the exact words. Like I had to learn more things. I had to get more skills.
Yes.
That is a poignant.
Yes.
It's a poignant observation about your own life.
Yes.
Very, very rarely do people go, I need to be better at this.
Man, salute to my dude, Shaka. Singhor. I know I'm pronouncing Shaka's last name wrong. Forgive me, my brother. But he's a brilliant author. He went to jail for murdering somebody back in the day, but he's like rehabilitated his life, reformed his life. We need to have Shaka on the podcast. He'd be a great guest. But we did a panel together at A3C, and Shaka was talking about when he was locked up.
Okay.
And he said his warden, the warden or the CO, was a bumbling idiot. Mm-hmm. And Shaka said, I will never let somebody who's intellectually inferior to me be able to tell me what to fucking do. And he said at that moment is when he decided to add more skills. So he just started reading and just educating himself because he wanted to add more skills to his repertoire. And that's what you have to do in life. Some people just get comfortable and feel like, no, I'm going to make it with what I have right here instead of always trying to better themselves.
Yeah, businessmen add weaponry.
Absolutely.
And, weaponry doesn't have to be tools of violence, right? It can be just tools of success. Like, I guess Gucci realized in the world that he was operating, this music world, he's like, I need to be more refined.
You need to be more refined in the world.
In the world.
Music world, he had it.
As a husband,
yes.
You know what I mean? As a family, but also like physical health, like all these types of things were part of this greater thing. It wasn't like, I think the narrative that we were kind of fed was, he went to jail and you work out a lot in jail, so then he got abs, and then people liked his pictures on Instagram, so he's like, I'm going to keep the abs.
You're right, but it starts here. And I saw that. I'm like, nah, this is up here. Mm-hmm. It don't matter how physically fit he got. No, do you remember Gucci, man?
Yeah.
If you remember Gucci, man, then you know it started right here. So, that was the thing that I was most intrigued by.
I thought it was great. I think you guys should all go watch it. See the God. YouTube, See the God.
Thank you. It's got almost like 2 million views, but who's counting?
That's not, whatever. It's 2 million.
It's like 1.1 in less than 25, but who's counting? That's
but it's
nobody cares about stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a 2 mil. It's a light 2 mil. It's a light 2 mil, bro. It's not even that big a deal.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
And I see people asking why would I do that interview and let him talk about.
Well, let's talk about the last 5 minutes, right? That's what you're bringing in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So now you're referencing it.
Yeah.
The last 5 minutes, he had some choice words for Angela Yee and DJ Envy.
Absolutely.
And you got some pushback from people there, like, why would you keep that part of the interview intact?
Yes.
And you're thinking?
Because I'm not into censoring artists, especially when it comes to responses to people in the media. Like if you're a magazine outlet, if you're a radio personality, if you're any type of cultural critic and you say something about an artist, that artist has every right to respond. He has every right to reply. And you cannot control the narrative of said artists. Like, look, I could have edited plenty of things out of Breakfast Club interviews. Those aren't live. I could have edited Beanie Siegel. I could have edited Fredro Starr. I could have edited Birdman. But why would I do such a thing? Like, if I'm on the radio giving out Donkey the Days and giving my cultural critique of people, who am I to tell that person how to respond or how to reply?
There are probably interviews that you were not at the Breakfast Club where maybe artists had choice words for you.
Definitely. That's absolutely happened before.
And I imagine those choice words were kept in the interview.
Of course.
And you did not personalize that. That's what those people
not at all
felt like saying.
I don't think that any interviewer should be responsible for what an interviewee says.
Do you think you're being held responsible for Gucci's opinions?
Because it's me. If it was if that was any other interviewer in that interview, it wouldn't be an issue. But being that me, Angela, and Envy work together,
you're supposed to protect them or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know where people get that from though. That I'm supposed to protect them. Like he's an artist. He had an opinion on something that they did. Like, they went on Breakfast Club. They did 20 minutes of Breakfast Club court. They said things about Gucci. They said things about Gucci's wife. Or played things that rappers said about Gucci's wife. Gucci had felt the way about that. That's that. Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal for anybody to be tripping saying, Charlamagne shouldn't have done that. Like, no, I am an interviewer. I am a personality, a media personality. My job is to be as biased as possible, which is very hard to do. Unbiased as possible. Maybe I did say it right the first time. God knows what he's doing. I'm just playing. But it is my job to be as unbiased.
Here's what Brother Leonard is saying.
Shut up. That was a good one.
Hey, I really wanted to hate on you for that. I was like, why would you interrupt this flow? But it was pretty good.
That was a good one.
That was pretty good.
But no, it's my job to be as unbiased as possible. But it's simple as possible. And for everybody to get it clear, I just don't feel like you can say whatever you want to artists and then try to control the narrative of what the artist says. I can't do that.
Don't we criticize news organizations for this all the time, right? Don't we criticize like a CNN or a Fox News for like just harping on their narrative and like cutting certain things out of the news cycle that could affect their narrative? So if we do the exact same thing, we're guilty of it. That being said, I also understand a coworker that you have time with and invested with feeling like, yo, why didn't you protect me from that potential embarrassment? You had the ability to protect me.
Protect them how, though?
By cutting it out, by not including it. That being said...
That's censoring the artist.
Right.
And then that artist goes and says, yo, I did this interview with Charlamagne and he cut this out next one. Who wants that?
100%.
Like,
no, you're in a very tricky tricky
and by the way,
situation.
I've cut things out for artists before.
Right.
Meaning like, if an artist says something that I know is going to get them fucked
arrested,
up,
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Or any arrested, fucked up, lose a deal, like, bro, cut that out. Let me save you from yourself. Now, that's a recent practice over the past few years, only because we've seen the climate of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back in the day, guns are blazing. Everybody, host, guest, whatever. But now it's like, bruh, you know you can't say maggot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, they're going to snatch your show off the air. Like, let me save you from yourself. Because some of these brothers and sisters, they just don't know.
Right.
Because they're young and they new to this. But I know where that's going to go with you.
So you thought in this specific interview, nobody needed saving from themselves. Nobody's career was
by the way, I did quite a bit of editing.
Really?
Oh, yes.
It was much longer than...
No, just that last portion was...
It was crazier.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was the PG-13 version.
Yeah. PG-13, yeah. Absolutely. It was, yeah. So, yes, I still protected in a lot of ways.
I see what you're saying. So in your mind, you're going, you should have seen what really happened.
That's part of it, but even bigger than that, because I probably wouldn't have done that if it wasn't the situation of my coworkers. You know what I'm saying? But in the bigger scheme of things, no, I would have done that even if it wasn't my coworkers. Just because it's language. It's language that can get people fucked up in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? So
you're protecting against cancellation.
Absolutely. But just in general, once again, I just don't think that you can say whatever you want about artists and then try to control how they respond. I can't control how Birdman comes in the studio when I say, I don't know why people sign the Birdman, he don't pay nobody. I can't control how Fredro Starr reacts to something I say. I can't control Beanie Siegel. I can't control if somebody want to send people to jump me in front of the radio station for something that I said. Like, that's out of my hands.
Right.
So if you're going to be in this game, we talked about being on the court earlier. No, that was another podcast that we recorded. But we talked about being on the court.
Yeah.
Right?
If you want to get in the kitchen, you got to take the heat.
You got to take the heat. You got to take everything that comes with it. You can't throw certain things out. And then when that person wants to respond, whether they respond with truth, whether they respond with lies, whether they respond with fact, whether they respond with fiction, however they respond, you got to eat that.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched and I was like, I can see how someone could be sensitive about this situation. But like, I was also watching it as you have like somewhat of a pacifier. You're like, I'm going to get you guys on the phone and this, that, the other. Like, I don't think that you were riling up.
Bro, I didn't even ask about it.
That's right. You were trying to finish the interview almost.
I wasn't even asking. I'm like, shit, here we go. It's like, here we go, God damn it. Yeah, we're going to see how much you don't give a fuck. All right? I'm like, shit.
You thought I changed.
Like, and he said it, though. He was like, nah, we ain't about to just be like on some no. Yo, see you later, Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for coming. Nah, he had some shit he wanted to get off his chest. What I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't believe in censoring the artist, not when it comes to stuff like that.
Right.
I just don't think that's fair. I don't think that's good journalism. I think that shows a lack of integrity.
Right.
I'm just not about that life. If I say something, artists have every right to respond, and they have various platforms to respond on. And it doesn't matter who that person is sitting with. Because what if Gucci would have came to the Breakfast Club? You think his wording would have changed?
100% no.
It probably would have been worse because he's right there with the individuals.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to keep that same energy. Like, everybody got to keep the same energy at all times.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So why is it worse because it was a one-on-one? Because if it was that same shit could have went down in the Breakfast Club.
I mean, it's worse because it was successful.
What do you mean?
I mean, if 200 people watch it, nobody cares.
Yeah, if 200 people watched it, I'd have shut down my YouTube. Like, this ain't for me.
I'm more of a radio guy. Y'all can listen to me on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, but that's the moral of that story.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to think like how I would react in the situation if somebody was being critical of you. But if they're like, yeah, I think my gut instinct would be to defend you. But there's also
my gut instinct would be to defend anybody if it was inaccurate information.
Boom.
What Gucci did to me was just more of an opinion.
And it was a response to something.
Response to something that he heard from them. So I can't tell that man how to feel.
Yeah. You can't be. You're not offended by.
I can't do that. Exactly. He said they did what they did on Breakfast Club Court. You know, played the Yo Gotti interview. Yo Gotti was talking about his wife.
I don't know that one. What was that about? With the.
I don't know. I guess they had a relationship back in the day, but Gucci was responding to that. That's his feelings toward what they did.
Yeah, it's like, why are you? He's like, yo, you embarrassed me on this platform.
He just want to know what's up. So that there was no correcting that needed to happen.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the moral of the story is, I hope y'all enjoyed the Gucci Man interview.
Oh, yeah.
But listen, let's pay some bills, and then we'll come back with the 85 South Show, okay? Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, and DC Young Fly.
Yeah. Guys, this podcast, why do I have an English accent? I say, it's been brought to you by Honey. Let me explain what Honey is. Now, if you ever bought something online and then you find out that you couldn't have gotten it for less, once that happens, you feel like you could be overpaying every time you shop. Luckily, I got the Honey, the free browser extension that saves you time and money when shopping online. Honey scans the internet for coupon codes and other discounts. Then it automatically applies the one with the biggest savings to your cart at checkout. Think about that. It knows about every coupon code, sale, or discount at over 20,000 sites like Amazon, Macy's, J.Crew, Domino's, Sephora, White Women, Target, and more. Just shop like normal, and Honey finds the savings for you. I can't think of anything that is easier to save money doing. You literally have to do nothing. They find you free money, and then you get it. There's no reason not to use Honey. It's free. It installs on your computer in 2 clicks, and it'll save you money so you can treat yourself to something nice. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/idiots. That's joinhoney.com/idiots. All right, let's get back to the show with our very special guests here. I'm so excited to have them. I'm a big fan of them. Give it up, guys, for the 85 South Show.
All right, we got some, I guess you call them special guests. They just more like fucking family and friends, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
Yeah.
stop talking like a city girl, man.
Sounds just like a little thought. More like family and friends.
They cool or whatever.
Chico Bean, Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly, the
What's up,
85 motherfucking South Show!
You know, the streets have been asking for this for a long time.
man.
No, when y'all came before, I wasn't here, right?
Yeah, we was at Shaw's crib.
How is everything, though, man? Y'all look like y'all really are prospering. Y'all got a 20-team entourage?
Hey, man, that's how
20-man
we work,
entourage?
man. You gotta let everybody play their position. That's how it works.
What
You know
other
what I mean?
positions?
Shit, well, how the hell you orchestrate a show and a sold-out theater show?
Well, look, you got to have a guy who know how to fix the audio.
Most
You got to have
definitely.
a dude with a regular camera.
Yeah.
Then you got to have a dude with a motion camera.
Right.
Then you got to have a dude
That's
with
over the
like a
sound.
trapod.
You did.
Yeah. Then you got
Then you gotta have a nigga that making sure that the white folks ain't playing with the
Right.
money.
And then you got to have another motherfucker
You had a
who know
lawyer
how to
with you?
find a
You
parking
did.
spot anywhere.
Yeah, but
Somebody with a
usually-
credit card.
Carlos had a lawyer. You had your attorney with
Somebody
you.
Got to have
with
your
Uber
lawyer.
account.
Got to have your lawyer.
Somebody gotta have an Uber account.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you usually go into these venues and they have people that's already in place that do that work, but we show up with people that do the work for us. So
Y'all
we
search that guy in the corner, man. He wants to. Who's that?
We don't search the guy.
boy Joe,
We bring our own
Renaissance
guy and put him in the corner because we know what he got on him.
And it's all black on our team too.
I see.
Yeah, we got one minority. We got an Asian dude.
That nigga black, man.
I know, but
He said
What
nigga
you
the
mean
other
one
day.
minority? Other than black's not minority.
But I'm saying like other minorities.
Oh, got you.
We try to create opportunities for everybody.
Our podcast ain't shit, man.
We really
No lie. Y'all
Our podcast ain't shit, show.
Y'all podcast
Our shit
going
ain't
crazy.
shit. That's all we got is numbers. That's it.
That's
We do.
good.
Nigga, look
That's
out
it.
in the
We don't have a
studio.
big team.
No!
Is that what you're saying? Yeah, but that's how I operate. That's why white people keep the money.
See, they put it in the studio. They don't want to give us niggas no money.
Yeah, and plus we from the hood. I mean,
Right.
it look good, but trust
Yeah.
me, man, we are budgeting over here.
Yeah.
We made side
They
agreements
don't
with
want niggas
everybody
to look
on
like they
this
being
team.
successful.
So everybody just traveling. Everybody just traveling for the love.
Nah, hell
Yeah.
no.
Just out here doing it for hugs and kisses.
At one point, it was for the love,
Yeah.
but you do it for the love to get to the point where you can make some money. And the
Right.
people that stuck around and was consistent and persistent in what they did,
Most
they were
definitely.
able to see it come to a point where you can actually make some money from doing it.
Hell yeah, it's dope when you can when you tell your partner to quit his job and come kick it full time. You know, and
Absolutely.
do what you do. Look at my man Roy back there. Yeah,
Roy, what's happening?
exactly.
Roy
you
look
quit
like he
your
used to
job?
sell
You
mid.
told a motherfucker to quit their job.
Well, I think they's gonna quit anyway.
Los, you must be getting some money, a lot of money. Not even just this show money. You still selling drugs, ain't you?
No, it's not that I'm getting a lot of money. I just go to work every day. Like every day. It's 7 days in a week. I got like 15 jobs, bro. I'm a comedian.
He's
I work on TV show. I got a podcast. I got a website.
Yeah.
I'm just trying
merch-
to
the merch
acquire
booming for
currency.
y'all.
Merch is booming. Sold out shows.
Yeah.
All this shit,
Talk
man.
your shit. We just trying to
I ain't
become
rich. I got a few dollars.
be. You know what I'm saying? Entrepreneurs for a long time.
And
dig
you
what I'm
just
saying?
gave away all that money. You speak on success.
250,000. My neighborhood needs some of that money, fool.
Come on, man.
Well, I gave it to an HBCU, South Carolina State University.
For real?
Yeah.
That was
That was
your
up.
money that you gave?
You said what?
That was your
No,
money?
you heard what he said.
Was that my
motherfucker.
money?
Yeah.
Who money was it?
Wait, I don't know.
You know what? I'm
Bro, you got
I'm
something
gonna
talking to
tell
your
you
team.
something.
He didn't even know you had money
No,
like
I
that.
like that. I'm gonna tell you something though. It's a little insulting because y'all said it to me earlier too. Like, I ain't know a nigga had that kind of money.
I didn't say that.
No, hold on. Let
I
me
didn't say
explain.
you didn't know how that kind of
It's
money.
not
I
that
know
we
you're
didn't.
rich. I
We
just know
didn't
you're
think that.
cheap, so I
Yeah,
didn't
we're not.
imagine
Yeah,
you
that's
giving
exactly
You
what
had
I
a number one selling book. You know how many niggas got to buy that shit to read
Yeah.
it?
It's not that we didn't think you had that kind of money.
We didn't think
It's
you
just
could
that
give
think
it.
you would give it
Yeah, that's
away.
true.
Yeah, I mean that's my
250,000.
that's my mother's alma mater, South Carolina State University.
Right.
So as a way to honor my mother, I opened up a scholarship in her name. And
You didn't even go to college.
no, not at all.
That was lit.
Not at all.
So that
They
250.
should give you a degree for
So
that.
that 250 is gonna be like for the scholarship. So
Yes, the way-
kids to use that
Yeah,
250.
it's all the way I got it set up to qualify for the scholarship. You got to be a black woman from South Carolina,
Right.
majoring in either English because that was my mom's major.
You see that, Andrew Schultz?
Mass communications.
Even the
'cause
black
radio
man
and
is holding the
TV.
black
That's
man
lit.
back.
Oh,
You got to
so-
be a
so
black
that
woman.
250,000, you can split it up to how many different
Nobody
women that
wants
can
to
use
see
it
the black
for a
man have
scholarship.
Yeah,
shit.
I think that 250 goes to five to 10 maybe.
That's lit.
That'll pay for their.
Now you
pay
got
for
to
their
take
ride.
another
That
check
sounds
down
like some shit.
there.
That
What
sounds
about
like
the
some
black
shit
men?
on the next stage.
I'm gonna do something for the black men.
Gonna take
You gonna tell them
75,000
niggas,
out
fill out
there.
the goddamn application, the fast one,
Hey,
motherfucker.
you know what's crazy about that though? People looking at
You
that
don't think I know about
250.
that,
Hold on. What do you say?
People looking at that 250, but that's only because, like, I guess people. I'm in our culture. I'm a notable person, right?
Yeah.
But Jim Clyburn gave 1.7 million.
Nobody knows
the
him.
same
He
day.
doesn't have a Breakfast Club.
I went before him.
real?
I told Jim, I said, Jim, I'm going before you because you got that big ass motherfucking
But
check.
ain't he like a councilman or something?
He a congressman, yeah, and he-
that's nothing.
That's lit.
Who's money tax free? He should have been given $1 million a year. Jim,
But he
about
has
time you
been.
step up.
He has
It shouldn't
been.
take Charlemagne bringing a check for you to want to do something.
No.
You rich
Jim
motherfucker.
been doing stuff for the school, but his wife just died. His wife from Moncks Corner. His wife died like 4 weeks ago. So they opening up an honors college in his wife's name,
Right.
and he gave them the 1.7
I'm
million.
gonna say this, and nobody's told you this, bro. The way you talk about Monk's Corner make motherfuckers want to go there, even though we know the shit little as fuck. But when you talk about it, it make motherfuckers like I done rolled through South Carolina, and then you see the sign that says,
Corner.
but it's not. It's never close. It's always like
That shit like, do you
29
turn that
miles
shit?
west or
Right.
some shit. Like I
God
would
damn.
go if it was on my way, but I'm not going out my way to go to Monk's
It's like he
Corner.
didn't turn it into the Magnolia of South Carolina. It's like, you just know when you see it, like they go to Magnolia, they go to Monk's Corner. You got
It's like full
Monk's
stoplights
Corner.
and a trailer park in that
Right.
bitch.
Moncks Corner booming right now. We got a Google. We got a Google headquarters down there, motherfucker.
Nigga, they got a Google
went in there and
building.
bought all
It's
that
not a
land for
Google
$2.
headquarters.
Headquarters.
Stop lying on Google.
I promise
Google
you.
did not go down there and open headquarters.
yes, they did,
got a
man.
building down there.
Man, Google's got acres,
Niggas buy a
man.
whole land for $30.
Show it's a Google building, not the Google
No,
building.
I'm telling you, they got a whole headquarters, man.
Man, we got an
That's
Auntie
fucked up.
Anne's pretzels.
No, we ain't got one of those yet.
He said, "Yeah, we ain't got one of
We
those.
ain't got no-
yet. Y'all got Google and no Auntie Anne's.
We got Chick-fil-A like 3 years ago.
That's
Chick-fil-A
hilarious.
Domino's is
about 3, 4 years.
That
delivering
land ain't shit
pizzas.
down there.
But too much is who much is given, much is required. People gonna start leaning on y'all in a minute.
Oh, it's too late,
Man,
man.
Oh, they already are.
Oh man,
Bro,
Man,
me and Chico just donated $10,000 to a HBCU, and
For
we
real?
don't even know what they did with the money.
Which HBCU?
Kentucky State.
State.
Bro, we was there, and the kids was like, "Man, we ain't ate. We ain't getting no homecoming." So we was like, "Bro, we would get some money together." And they was like, "Bro, we need it right now."
No homecoming?
But they
I mean,
didn't have no homecoming. They had a homecoming, but they didn't have no
If you go
food.
to an HBCU, the
Kentucky
experience
State.
is different there. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The environment is not conducive to being able to give you anything beyond the minimum of what is required for you to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when it's homecoming, you know, that's a time of abundance when you want to have a good time and all that and spend, you know, you got to save your money, spend your money, go to the parties and all that. So you got to really make a decision as to whether or not you're going to eat.
Damn right.
And when you got the food that's available to you, you know, that calf and them calf eggs make you shit 2 steps after you eat them. You know what I mean? And so you want to have something good to kind of go with the ambiance of being in a homecoming environment, and they didn't have that. And you can tell. And me going to a HBCU, I knew exactly what they was feeling because
Man,
it's
but
tough.
I like to tell the kids, man, even though you go to a HBCU, you can go get food stamp.
Yeah, I got food stamps when I
You
was
get
in
food
college.
stamps at college?
Hell yeah, boy.
I ain't go to college.
Oh my God! I remember when they first hit, boy. When they first hit, I was walking through the
Let
grocery
me tell you
store like staying alive. I was just getting anything.
What kind of application you
But
fill
that
out?
218.
No, it's just a regular application. Once
me
you
tell you
let them
something.
know that you don't have no income and that you in school, they'll give you some food.
No, don't tell them you in school. Tell them motherfuckers you ain't got nowhere to go. And they gonna be like, what's this address? That's just my mailing address. And you not lying. You definitely telling the truth.
Bro, you see how everybody got quiet because they knew you knew exactly what you was talking about.
Listening.
You have to, that's exactly how you get food stamp. When you go in there, be like, you apply, be like, listen, I got my mailing address. That's where my mail come from. And at that time, I was dead serious. I was sleeping over this girl house, over that
It's a
homeboy
negative
house,
connotation
at my
that
mama
comes
house.
with
Listen here.
food stamps, bro.
I don't know why.
And then they ask you, do you have a job? They ask you, do you have a job? Like, nah. Then I'm like, all right, well, look, because you need a mailing address for the food stamp to cut. Man, shout out, like, boy, you get $218 every month. Do you know my ass? We got steak. We got crab legs.
That's right. Why the fuck do we buy crab legs with food stamps?
Because
that's
ain't
the
no
first
tax
thing a
on them.
nigga
They don't
wants.
tax the food when you use
Man.
food stamps. If
shit.
it's $1.25, it's $1.25. There's no tax on the food when you use
For
food.
4 years. The
But that's
government
why you
funding.
stretch the money stretch so much longer because you don't have to get no tax on it. That's why you 50 cents on a dollar type
Wait a
thing.
minute, does this
Yeah,
just
you
turn
can
into
sell
a
it.
financial podcast?
Oh yeah, this shit buzzing.
I used to love when I used to sell crack and they used to come through with food stamps. EBT fucked the game up.
You
When they
sell
start-
crack, nigga?
I just can't see you selling crack. You're such a nice person. You were like front the crack.
Nah, I was a
How would you
hand to
say
hand guy.
it? You was just like,
Just pay me back when you can.
So
I was hand to
You
hand.
should feel good. You done gave $250,000 and then admitted to being a crack dealer. They might run
I've
your
been
back.
talking about being a crack dealer.
wait a minute. How did you look as a crack dealer? Like,
Yeah,
how would you
afro.
do a transaction
I
right
did.
now? If I was a crackhead,
He did have an afro.
I did.
He had one of them running back afros.
that was it.
That's it.
Yeah, you would have made it that long.
I didn't. I had a short run, about 8-9 months, 10 months. Oh yeah.
Did
yeah.
you? What was your most balling shit you did as a crack dealer?
The dumbest shit I did, because I used to sell quarter spoons. Quarter spoons are 7 grams. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to spend $250 for 7 grams, and you're supposed to be able to cut it up in the 20s and at least double your money, $500.
Yeah.
So the most money I had at one time was like $1,000, right?
Whoa.
Back then I thought I was balling.
Shit, you
97,
was.
98.
That's a lot of money.
That is
97.
a lot.
This
You could
girl,
have bought a Dell. You remember when motherfuckers was ordering Dells? They were delivering them to the crib.
this girl I was dating at the time, I took her to the mall, and it was her and her friend, and everything I bought her, I would buy her friend.
Did you fuck her friend eventually?
No,
You were not
I
a good
fucked
drug
up my
dealer.
money.
You was supposed to fuck both of them.
No, in hindsight, it wasn't a lot of money.
It's 9 months of selling dope. He was a trick.
I bought a bitch some Nikes.
I made $1,000 and spent it all on another
It was dumb
Nigga
shit.
said, I made $1,000, spent $750 on my girl and her homegirl.
That's it.
That's
And
stupid.
had enough to re-up.
That's what's up, bro.
Yep. And then my dumb ass took a consignment of a half ounce.
Damn.
And it was some bullshit because
And
it
then
was
you
cooked
owed a
mostly
nigga
with
$1,200.
isotone.
Isotone.
Yep. And I couldn't sell it. And after that, I was like, you know what? This shit ain't for me.
That one time we had to stay down and took you out.
That shit ain't for me.
He was like, I can't do this shit. Nigga done tricked me. That was when you supposed to went over there and slapped the dog shit out that nigga ass.
Nah, you can't do that at Monk's Corner. Them dope fiends strong down there. You already know he in the real country.
No, that wasn't even the dope fiend. That was the nigga that in front of me. The shit.
Yeah, he bought it from somebody.
Yeah.
Oh well, if whoever he was selling it to, he wasn't gonna be able to get that off. Them dope fiends was coming to see.
And then he was on my ass about his money. Like,
bro, you ever have a nigga front you some dope and then call you the same day for the money?
No, they give me a couple days.
Shit, you did anything yet?
I had to tell nigga one time, like, he called me like literally like a couple hours. I was like, bro, you know you can come back and get this shit, right? Like,
you old bougie crack
I ain't even told nobody I had it. Nigga, I'm still out eating. Nigga, what the fuck? You done put that shit in my mailbox? Go get that. Get that out my mailbox. Somebody go steal that.
Bougie drug. You're like, man, come get your shit.
You can't wait to sell that goddamn dope.
When the last time you sold your last little bit of dope? D?
That was like 2013.
Yeah, I said it had to be recent.
I remember that. No,
I never sold
that's
crack,
not recent.
man.
That's
weed.
old.
That is recent.
2013?
6 years?
That was before Divine. Like literally like right before Divine.
Oh, got you,
I was
got
still
you, got
popping pills and everything.
For real?
What?
Lockjaw.
I be one of them niggas, they be like, he on it again. You know it?
So what made you stop? Vine didn't make you stop, did it?
Yes, it did, bro.
Really?
I had to be focused, bro. I remember one time when I was doing the Vine videos, I fucked around and had to pop the Molly. Nigga, I probably recorded like 200 videos.
I bet your original Vine
Jaw was locked.
What? Jaw was locking. I was like, yeah, but you already know what time it is. Nigga, we out here in the hood.
That Sammy Davis Jr. John.
Nigga, I'm like, nigga, we're in the motherfucker.
Sammy Davis
Nigga, it's like 6
Jr.
o'clock in the morning. I'm like, nigga, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. We're in the hood.
Hey, he is not lying. He used to be up every morning smoking a blunt on Instagram.
You go in there and see that shit. I'm asking my mom if she wants something from McDonald's. Mom, you want something from McDonald's? Cause we're in the motherfucking hood. At 6 o'clock in the morning.
That probably what got your Vine popping though.
No, it was after that. Cause I seen that. I had to delete a couple of them videos. It was 200.
Yeah.
It was Vine. It was 6 seconds. So one of them 6 seconds up, I'm like, all right, let me post that.
Stay in the hood.
All right, let me post that. Come on, you want something from McDonald's? We in the motherfucking. Yeah, I gotta do that one quicker.
When did you stop selling lows?
I ain't never sell crack. I was weed man. Just a little bit. Just enough weed where I could smoke for free.
Yeah.
There was no profits made.
None.
Nah.
Yeah, I know that.
What's the most you ever had at one time?
The most I had met this old school nigga. He gave me like 3 pounds in a Frosted Flake box, and he was just like, "Man, you just have it," because he was about to go to jail.
Yeah.
So you know you had to get rid of all this. So he brought the Frosted Flakes box with about 3 pounds, and I split it with my partner, and that was it. That was my last go round. That was 04.
Yeah.
I was in the bubble Chevy then.
I had half a pound of weed. That was the biggest I ever got. Was a half a pound. Yeah, because I started from a 3.5 though. See, niggas, I had to work from a 3.5 to a half a pound.
God damn.
To all the people who don't know what that means, that means he took just a small bag, like a personal bag, and started his empire.
Like, how did you do that?
Like he started his empire with $44.
One blunt that half a pound is
he sold one and he smoked one.
That's a mixtape title.
That's why I try to tell nigga. I say, but you can't you
blunt to a bag.
You can't tell me about staying down. But that's why we say you took your first fuck up. You like, oh, I'm done. He sold you the bad dope. That was the first fuck up.
But it was a few things though. It was that, and then somebody stole the same bad dope I had. Somebody stole it.
It's the streets. You got to bounce back, baby.
I ain't need it.
See, look.
I was over it.
Now they asked. Now the crackhead be like, and you like, man, I'm done with that shit. They like, damn, nigga, you just started. Nigga, like, they need you.
The half a you in Atlanta was rough. I had a partner got robbed in Atlanta one time.
Deadbeat drunk. You walked out on your kids.
I had a partner got robbed in it. Atlanta was rough. I had a partner got robbed in Atlanta. Nigga drove to Atlanta for a half a pound of weed and got robbed at whatever project he went to go buy from.
Did. And them niggas made him come all the way down here too. That's how I paid him. Yeah. Like, me finna rob the nigga for 15.
Hey man, I'm telling you, if you ever buy drugs in Atlanta and that nigga don't have a backpack, don't do it.
Why you say that?
There's something about them niggas with the backpacks that just you could trust them. It's something about them. It's like they went to college or something. If a nigga show up and he got your pack in a backpack, you safe.
Are they more professional?
I think so, because I think
like
I feel like they got more to lose. It's like the nigga try. Yeah, it's something about that.
It's like an in and out. Because he got it in the bag and he like, you ready?
In and out.
Backpack.
Yeah, he pull up in his baby mama car with the backpack. Safe.
Niggas still hand to hand in Atlanta?
Hell
what?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
you pull up who? Nigga ain't even go to no house. Who?
Yeah.
Man, you better meet me at the goddamn CVS.
For right quick.
Damn.
Quick.
Go in that bitch and buy some NyQuil and then
And that
walk
shit
past
right
me
there
and
by the
drop it in your
goddamn.
bag.
That shit right there by the Oreos. You ever seen just a random nigga in CVS? You there making a drug transaction.
Yeah.
Carlos, you trying to get everybody to move to Atlanta too, man. Everybody that I talked to that moved to Atlanta, like, man, Carlos Miller told me to move here.
That's because Atlanta probably one of the
Well, it's
only
really-
cities where it's like, if you a nigga and you trying, bro, the city will recognize your efforts.
Yeah, we
It don't
recognize
matter
hustle.
what kind of nigga you are, bro. You could be a crack dealer as long as you got ambition.
They respect the hustle.
You could flip your crack empire to selling used cars or something.
Yeah.
It is an opportunity for your ass in Atlanta, man.
Why
I'm
you
telling
think that
people-
is in Atlanta specifically?
Because the
We
whole
some real niggas, man.
It's
We
real.
It's, you know what I'm saying, Southern hospitality. If you a real nigga, we appreciate that. You
I'm gonna
dig?
tell you what the real is.
Come get
though.
some collard green, nigga. We don't know you. You're hungry. You look hungry. Eat, fuck, nigga.
Atlanta is a city full of pride.
Well, that
man.
clarifies it?
Atlanta takes pride. Atlanta takes pride in seeing everybody do good.
Right.
Like it's for the city. Like you come
Thank
to.
you, Lowe's, for talking about
No,
my
that's
city like
real.
that, man.
That's real. I've been in
Why you look so disgusted, Chico?
Because my city
It's not
used to
that
be
way.
like that. You know what I
DC?
mean? DC, but
Chocolate
now they done
City.
gentrified the shit out. It ain't Chocolate City no more. It's white chocolate chip city now.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, and then coming from a city like DC, like that's the reason why we all love Marion Barry so much. Like, cause he did what he was supposed to do for the people of the city when it was an all black city. Like, we went from, it's so crazy how gentrification worked, cause we lived
Can you
in the
describe
community.
Marion Barry for those people who don't know?
Marion Barry was the mayor of Washington, D.C.
Legendary.
From like 1979 until he went to jail the first time, then came home from jail and got elected again.
And he
which is
went
the
to jail for...
He went to jail because he got caught
Smoking crack.
Smoking crack.
Fucking a hooker, right?
Yeah, fucking with the hooker. But
I don't see the problem.
But that's the thing. That makes him.
I don't see the
you gotta
problem.
think,
I don't see
that
the
makes
problem
him not only is to me he's the most legendary politician, but that also makes him the most legendary crackhead. Because you know a bunch of crackheads who want none of them mayor.
No,
Make it the mayor, nigga. None.
He might be top 5. I can't say he the most legendary.
Man, he was
Who's the
mayor.
most legendary crackhead?
This is me personally speaking, and I'm not disrespecting the man because I love this man, DMX, bro. Because they said that whole
Man,
time.
Barry.
No, man, they said that whole time DMX was putting out them platinum albums.
He was on
They
it.
said he was on it the whole time.
Yeah,
But wait, though. Tell him about Marion Barry, though. The crackhead, he had a whole fucking series. The man, bro, he had to do budgets. He had to fix the pot.
He was on crack.
He was on crack.
Oh, give me a pen. We need to write this top 5 crackhead list down.
Tell him, bro.
Very number one. I mean, but that's the thing. We didn't even look at him like that because of the things that he did for the city. Like, he made it possible for in a city when DC had the highest murder rate, the highest recidivism rate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The lowest educational rates.
So he was a functioning crackhead.
I mean, he was the greatest.
The highest.
Marion
He was
Barry.
the greatest. Like, and it's like he went to jail for that and then came home and then got reelected by the people of DC because we
After he got caught on video smoking crack, and when he got caught, Charlamagne, guess what his response was when he got caught? All he said was, "The bitch set me up."
Realest nigga.
That's it. He didn't explain shit. He didn't explain shit. He never denied smoking crack. He never said he wasn't on drugs. He was just like, "The bitch set me up."
Hey, man.
And that was it.
Straight up.
The man did exactly what every real nigga do when he get out of work. Want to get high and get some pussy.
That's it.
Not crack though.
I mean,
you don't know. You might
Marion
It's
Barry was such
fascinating
a cold mayor.
because, like, we always looked at people who had like serious drug addictions, but they found a way to get money, right? And we're like, holy shit! Imagine you could apply that work ethic.
Because you got to think about mentality.
Marion Barry did it.
Marion Barry did
But you gotta
it.
think about
Man, the whole
did it.
fucking
The
city with like a
mentality
crack
say if you
addiction.
smoke crack, you're not successful.
And that's
But my boy Barry is like, I smoke crack and I'm the mayor.
Hey, the mayor.
And he's up
and
more
the thing
hours
is,
so he can do more
when
work.
you
Like,
watch
there's
the video,
productivity with it.
when
That's-
you watch the
that's
video,
Adderall.
he really knew how to play
He was
it.
on Addies.
He ain't really know how to hit it the way she was trying to get him to hit it in the video. That wasn't even his style.
So he might have just started smoking crack.
He not the way that she was smoking it. Whatever she was doing it, he wasn't with that. But
She
whatever
did
he
the
was
police
doing,
way.
he was. Man, you could catch Marion Barry. You might get on the Metro bus and see Marion Barry in the back of the bus
What
talking
year was
about
that?
5 old niggas. This was what, like 1990, 91, something like that.
So you know
I thought
what?
it was
He
early.
might have been a coke guy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
so.
saying?
Yes.
And that shit might have just
Yeah.
graduated around early
But so
90s. 80s. A lot of
though?
people was coke guys.
Right,
A lot of people doing coke back then were also smoking
do
crack.
coke
Like
now.
people didn't realize it.
Well, no, the crack evolved from the coke. You know, black people love to fry
the
shit.
freebase
So we
and all
started
that.
frying the cocaine.
Nigga just said crack ain't nothing but fried cocaine.
That's all
My
it
mind is blown right now.
That's really what it is.
That's all it is. We love to fry shit.
Crack is fried cocaine.
That's all it is.
And it's like when you look at what happened in my city for all of these years, it had all these negative, stigmas attached to it. And in 10 years, they came and raised the property value to where it's one of the highest property values in the country. Raised the education system in 10 years. So it's like, how can we have something for 50, 60 years and not be able to rectify and make it better for everybody? And then the others come in and get it for 10 and make everything better. It's like it just is proof that we are at a disadvantage as a people to be able to really make changes, because all the money, all the crack money and all of that came through the city, we don't own none of them buildings. All them buildings that go for millions of dollars now, that was $88,000, $90,000 in 1988, 89, nobody bought them.
I mean, black infrastructure is important. That's why I think Atlanta thrives, because y'all always got a black mayor. Right. You know what I'm saying?
We try to keep that shit going on.
And they made guns legal.
Well, they made weed a little bit legal. You gotta have 27 grams. It's
you talking about in DC?
It's a ticket.
But you ain't going to jail in DC. When I grew up, if you got caught with a hammer, got caught with a pistol, they give you 10 years for the gun, 5 per bullet.
Forever bullet, yeah.
You know what I mean? And now you can legally own a pistol in the city because the demographic has changed to where we don't care that these people are able to carry firearms. We just don't want you niggas to have them.
Well, we got to protect our people from them niggas. That's all. Right. That's what the white people thinking. White people like make sure.
I thought you were saying that. I was like, what?
I ain't making that much money.
You really did give a $2 away.
Well, no, the white people were thinking that. The white people were like, let's make sure that our people are armed. Right. So in case that the black people get into an uproar, because it's always going to be like that. That's what I think America don't understand. It's going to be some type of rebellion.
It's gonna be black and white.
Hell yeah.
You were how old when Marion Barry won the second time?
I was like 10, 11 when he came out.
Okay, I always thought this was so fascinating, is that like someone lost to him.
Yeah, a lot of people. Sharon Pratt Kelly lost to him.
But how great! Like this guy was with a hooker smoking crack.
He know the streets. He know the language. He know how to talk to the people.
This was DC, man. He did, but it's not because of that. It's because of what he did. It's because of what he did for the people.
Right,
love, bro.
Uncle Charlamagne, love you, man.
My brother.
You know what I mean,
thanks for coming, bro.
it's because of what he did for the city. Like he created the summer job program. He created all of these different government jobs for black people to get work and all of that. And you know what I mean? That's why he's always and forever will be the mayor of DC, lifetime mayor. He our president.
Only thing I regret, I hate that I wasn't really old enough to really grasp what was going on at that point, bro. Just to see a crackhead run an entire city and not be under budget and just like put those programs in place, because he showed up at some of them places, had like, we about to get these kids some jobs, and just walk off,
right, and did it. You know what I mean? So it's like to hear the things that they say about Atlanta is amazing to me, because we used to have a city that was I used to have a city that was like that was supportive and that was driven by black economy, man. And it's sad to go back home and not recognize a city that I grew up,
especially when they still calling it Chocolate City.
Like I feel like it's not just white or black cities, but there's like a lot of times when someone is successful from a smaller city and then they get like this international success or national success, oftentimes the people from home try to bring them down.
Always.
You know what I mean? Like you see that.
Yeah, I catch a lot of that, because it don't matter what I'm on. People think I'm supposed to just like yell out Mississippi. I'm like, it doesn't have shit to do with what I'm doing.
Right.
So but it's just that a lot of people feel like they're not gonna get, they want the recognition. They haven't had that chance to be seen on the broad scale. So they're living
vicariously through you. So
yeah, you got to make sure you represent every chance you get.
And you got to understand,
Duval does that well though. Duval's look at his name.
Duval does it great, but you also got to understand that all of those people know you from the beginning,
right? And they
definitely don't feel like you should be in the spot you should be in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, they're resentful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kinda. But you're saying in Atlanta that doesn't happen. You're saying Atlanta is supportive when it's on.
Exactly. That's why you see it's 50 top Atlanta rappers, because they all support each other. They all record at the same studio. They all go past each other blunts in Magic City, and there's never no issue.
Too many people to hate on. In Mississippi, it would be David Banner, Big Crit, and Carlos.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I can hate on them three.
Oprah's from Mississippi. You never hear her say nothing about it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oprah is from Kosciuszko.
I thought she was from Baltimore.
She is from Mississippi, baby.
For real? Did she actually live there?
Man, Morgan Freeman's from Mississippi. John Grisham. He's from my hometown. You know, Time to Kill, the big horse. I went to elementary school with his son.
Really?
Yeah, John Grisham used to come to my school all the time.
The author.
Yeah, he used to have baseball games at his house.
He had a baseball field in his house.
His son, when we were 9 and 10, we playing Dizzy D baseball. He had a baseball field put in his front yard. They used to have baseball practice over there. John Grisham, one of the coolest white men in the world, bro. He owns a whole side of the highway, bro, in Oxford. He got his house is the whole side of the highway.
That shit probably cost $1,000.
Huh?
That shit probably cost $1,000.
Disrespectful
back then.
No, for real, he old as shit.
Fuck that, bro. Disrespected the shit out of my man just now. Nigga said he owned the whole side of the highway. That shit probably cost $1,000.
How old that man is?
And then to think that you had that and you could have bought the side of the highway, but you spent it on a bitch and her friend. Ain't
right? That's fucked up, Charlamagne. But shout out to Mississippi though. We don't get enough love, bro. They had to cut back on the budget. They don't even cut the grass on the highway no more. That shit like a jungle.
Fuck. For real?
Yeah, we got to do some shit down there, Charlamagne.
What you want to do? I'm with it.
I don't know, bro. It's like, cause you know how it is in the South and small town. They just got that small town mentality. We can't really do shit with like a barbecue or something.
But you know how far that go?
Yeah.
I did a fish fry over the summer because I do my book bag giveaway in Moncks Corner every year. But this time I added a fish fry element to it. That shit was jumping in the rain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. People, you'll be surprised how fucked up people are.
Right.
Because growing up, when you grow up in that environment, you don't really look at it like that because all of y'all...
Because everything's the same.
Everything the same. Yeah. All of y'all are, doing without. All of y'all poor. But when you...
And everybody living pretty much the same.
Yeah, man. We all smoking the same weed. We sleeping with the same women.
Exactly.
We drinking the same corn liquor. But when you step outside of it and you look at it from the outside looking in, you like, shit.
Let me ask you a question, Schultz. Like, how does it make you feel growing up in the environment that you grew up in when you go into these communities, if you do and see the type of, way that these people are living in, the type of conditions, does it make you feel like you have any responsibility to help, or does it make you feel like, man, I'm glad I ain't
let me get the fuck away from here.
Now, you know what's weird? Is I kind of grew up in between in between two worlds. Like, I was incredibly well off and I didn't need anything.
Incredibly
it was
well off.
Awesome. Like, I never...
This shit was amazing.
Like, dude, it was amazing. It was amazing, right?
Summer
You're
camps,
never gonna say
all
like
that
I'm
shit.
struggling. What I'm saying is like I grew up in Manhattan, right? So I had friends whose parents like ran AT&T. That's different money. Yeah. So like when I'm around them, they think I'm poor. But then I'd be around friends that grew up in the projects and they think I'm as rich as it gets.
Right.
So I realized early how relative shit was. But I was never like needing for anything, so I knew how lucky, but at the same time I knew how high it could go and how low it could go.
Yeah, it just proves how success is subjective.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Success is very subjective because you have somebody who, looks at what you have going on and set that as the bar when the person that you're looking at has a whole nother spectrum.
You were saying this earlier before we started recording it. I thought it was an interesting thing because you have a little bit different philosophy on dreaming than most. A lot of people go, just dream the biggest possible dream you can dream. And you say, don't do that because you could put a limit on how far it could go?
Yeah, you put a limit. In my opinion, you limit the ability that you can get out here and really see how much you can manifest by.
Because you didn't think that what's the success you guys have.
I would have never said what the things that we've been able to do. If somebody would have asked me after, my first 6 months of doing stand-up comedy, hey man, if you can say what your career would look like, first of all, you're basing it off the success that you're seeing.
Right.
So you're only going to be able to base it off what I want to be the next whoever, or I want my career to look like this. Not even knowing that there's a whole nother lane that you can create that has
probably never been done before.
That's never been done before. That's just specifically for you. So if you don't limit yourself to what people say success is supposed to be, you'll be able to manifest a whole different type of success that you didn't even know was possible.
But don't you have to have some type of bar though?
Yeah, I mean, but to me, the bar is just knowing that you're doing something that you love and being consistent in it, getting up and doing it every day. I started working when I was 9 years old at the barbershop, and once I figured out how to make money, I would do my homework in school just so I can go to the barbershop during the week. You know what I mean? Because I enjoy the hustle of it. I enjoy being able to get up and go out and get something for myself. So as long as you have, in my opinion, as long as you have that type type of drive and consistency to do what it is that every opportunity that you get, like you say, every opportunity don't always come with a check attached to it. So if you just had a drive to get up and be the best version of yourself that you can be, all the things that's going to come from you doing that are going to be specific and unique to you. Me and this dude and sat and had conversations, not necessarily about what we were going to do, but just talking about all of the different things that we have done and how crazy it is and how amazing it is. And we see the success. Like, you done been around us for a long time. Like, even I'm sure you seeing us as being people that can do what we did. I'm sure you looking like, man, these niggas is doing it.
No, I think y'all doing. I don't even think y'all scratched the surface of where y'all going.
Still.
It is so crazy.
I've always thought that y'all was stars.
What's happening though? But I mean, I've been such a huge fan of you guys for a while. I think like every once in a while, just randomly text Carlos will be like, bro, seeing what's going on is just fucking nuts. Because I'm on Instagram, so I'm seeing you guys go from like clubs to like theaters to these like massive fucking theaters. And then you were saying you guys just did the Apollo here in New York twice.
Yeah,
right?
2 sold out shows.
Now this is interesting to me because like back in the day, the idea would be, here are these 3 Southern guys. They're going to be a Southern act. We'll tour them around the South. And now with the internet and you guys have this massive success, you come up to New York and then you sell out 2 shows at the Apollo.
At the Apollo Theater.
And that's because funny is funny. You know what I'm saying?
Are you surprised by that? Are you like, yo, these guys can't even get us? Like,
see, I always look at everything as a comedian first. Like, I feel like I got 2 careers. Like, my stand-up comedy career, it doesn't mix with my entertainer career.
Right.
Like, I moonlight as a comedian at this point.
Yeah.
Because everybody take New York for a comedian. And this is where this is like the final level.
Yeah.
Like, you come to New York to make sure everything works, like your timing is right. So it's like, to come here and be embraced as a comedic star.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
See, I think the South is tougher. And the reason I think the South is tougher is because you can go down South and you can be the funniest motherfucker everywhere else. But then people down South be looking at you like, I don't get none of this shit he talking about. You know what I'm saying? And they'll run you off that stage. Think about what's that shit they used to do in Atlanta, the chocolate Tuesdays? Not chocolate. Maybe that's LA.
Tripping on Tuesdays.
Tripping on Tuesdays.
No, that's LA.
But see, this
What
is
they got
the
one in
thing,
Atlanta?
this is the thing about doing comedy in the South. This is the one thing people don't understand. It's like, you can have the best set ever. You can have the funniest material ever. But if you don't have that segment in your show to let people know, hey, I'm standing right here in front of you. I see you just like you see me. This is off the script. This is off the cuff. This is organic. I can do that also. If you don't give them that, they don't give a fuck what you do.
Fuck
like
your
you have to acknowledge the crowd in the South. Like,
just trying to sell me something.
You can't just walk out and hit your script. You got
to know it's real.
Yeah.
They want to know you can do it organically. And then, okay, you could do your jokes.
And then you can do your jokes.
Is that tricky for you guys when you guys do your stand-up specific dates?
No, because I'm not one of those comedians that's like die hard by the material. I'm not one of those ones like, oh, I didn't get to do my octopus joke. I gives a fuck about that. You know, like New York comics, they are so like, I didn't get to do my one. Like, who cares?
Who cares?
And it's not like, it's not even about jokes with me. It's like, nigga, what can you do to entertain these people? Can you give them a show? Fuck the jokes, fuck the set. What's your show look like?
But that's where y'all best shit come from. Even when I've seen Chico in Philly and he start fucking with Gilly the Kid.
Oh,
and that shit'll go viral. I see.
See, you got to keep in mind, all of that type of shit, that's from coming to us being fans, bro. Like, me and Chico, after the shows, people think we got all these hoes and shit. Man, we be kicking it, smoking a blunt, watching Wallow and Gilly the Kid. Like, we still fans of motherfuckers.
And you should always keep that energy.
Right.
Like I approach it the same way. I'm always a fan of the culture at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Is it weird when you see the people that you idolize like in your DMs?
Yes. Bro, every time Deion Sanders called me, I fucking dropped my phone. Oh shit, it's Deion.
When was it? Well, this is a month ago.
Yeah.
I think I'm just scrolling randomly on YouTube because you guys, your stuff populates my YouTube feed all the time. You know how like YouTube kind of like chooses the shit you like, right? And I see full Dallas show. Was it Dallas? It was like full Dallas show. You guys did like the actual show. You did kind of like doc with it. And then it was like featuring Deion Sanders. And I thought like he's going to bring you up or something like that. Or he just showed up and like, how the fuck did they get Deion here? This motherfucker's on stage with them.
Oh, Deion be in the hood with it now.
That's what I'm saying.
For real.
Yeah. Dude, it's so
how does
crazy.
his hair look? Does it look legit?
Yeah, it's legit.
Really?
Man, it's wild to me because it's like we had the meeting last year with fucking Revolt, right?
Yeah.
And we sitting there with Puff. And he's talking about his favorite moments from 85. This is shit we never thought he would see. Like, man, shit was crazy. When you was talking about your slow cousin work at McDonald's. Chico, you losing weight, man. What's up, bro? Bro, I'm fucking with you, man. You looking good. And he's hitting you with details.
Did he tell you that you lost weight? Like, hey, you losing weight, man. Let me pour you another drink.
With that freaky shit, man. That man got niggas tied up in his basement. I know it.
Did he like, Chico, you losing weight? Let me pour you another drink, man.
Man got a whole gimp.
Man, that shit terrified me back in the day.
Bro, you gonna fuck the Revolt money up. He gonna fuck up the Revolt money. I fuck with it. Diddy hilarious, man. Listen, what did Dion call you and say? Bro, I didn't want to say funny after that segue, so I said hilarious. No, because like he'll call me randomly and just be talking shit, and I'm like, man, I'm such a big fan. He be like, yeah, fuck all that. But did you see when Wheelchair Man jumped up out this wheelchair?
When we did the BET cipher, I looked at the comments on that you posted, and Bun B was like, man, Chico went crazy. Now I almost pissed on myself because it's like I love UGK. Like that was one of the groups that I grew up. Even DC was so unique because we had our own music with the Go-Go, but we were heavily influenced by Southern music, you know what I mean? And Bun B and Pimp C was like, I idolized them growing up. It was one of the few rap groups that I actually believed. You know
got a Pimp C tone.
I mean,
you got to play Pimp C in the movie, bro.
You know what I mean? He was just one of them people that I just looked up to. And to see that acknowledgement is just like, wow. Like Twista is another rapper. Like I used to get on punishment. My uncles would make me learn Twista verses and shit. Like, nigga, know this by the time I get back home.
Why?
Bro, I met one of my OGs, bro.
Who?
Tone Loc.
Wild Thing?
Wow,
yeah. Funky Cole Medina? God damn.
I was like, nigga, Tone Loc.
He came to the
Freddy
show?
Krueger, bro.
Robert England?
The real Freddy Krueger.
I know Freddy Krueger. Yeah. The real
and
Freddy
we get excited
Krueger.
about
Bro, when I was at the airport, I was like, nobody knew who he was. I was like, just some random nigga. I was like, nigga, that's Freddy Krueger. He was like, bro, you tripping.
Remember we
like,
came
nigga, that's him. And I was like, watch this. And I was like, bro, can I take a picture? And he was like, hell yeah. He was like, would you please just like do the Freddy Krueger voice? He was like, nah, I don't want to do it. and then this lady was like, can you hurry up so we can get a picture? And he snapped and turned into Freddy Krueger. He was like, wait a minute, bitch. I was like, yes. That was the coldest shit, bro.
Like,
I love meeting motherfuckers, man.
And we be excited. Who was that we seen coming out the mall that day?
Oh, the old school black dude, Howard Hewitt.
Howard Hewitt?
He was just outside, just on the phone.
Where at? Oh, nigga, I don't even remember where we was at.
Yeah,
we was somewhere crazy. And he was just sitting outside the mall. And I met Project Pat in the airport. Man, I had to FaceTime this motherfucker. I'm in the airport. I'm like, man, fuck that.
Bro, Project Pat don't have a bigger fan than me.
Project Pat go hard. We was just talking about Project Pat last week because didn't somebody call somebody a scallywag?
Bro, please bring Project Pat to the Breakfast Club. I don't give a shit if he don't have nothing to promote, bro.
Nah,
we just need that for the internet.
Project Pat is a whole legend. That's why like when I look at these motherfuckers now and they act like the artists now are they ain't shit. Like, they used to look at Pat the same way back in the day, but Pat was going platinum.
Pat was spitting
and had a fan base. Hell
Pat
yeah.
There's still not a lot of rappers that can rap better than Juvenile.
Come on, man.
Juvenile, one of the coldest motherfuckers to ever pick up a microphone.
I want Juvenile to do CIAA next year.
Come on, man. Then she got mad, call me bitches and motherfuckers. I waited till she got by the door, reached back and snuck her. She did like any bitch would have did and got the law for me. Talking about going press charge and get up off of me. I told her when I get out of jail, I'm going to beat you awfully. I'm gonna beat you awfully.
That was fucked up. That was before the Me Too times up.
Open the fire at you. That was back in the day.
Listen,
that was back in the day.
Hope that they don't get to coming back with the lyrics like, I'm a Tank fan. That nigga used to go hard in R&B
what Tank
songs.
used to say.
Man, listen, you don't remember Maybe I Deserve? That
at
nigga said to grab your throat. Yeah, I mean, until you let me know.
Yeah,
listen to the
title of that song is wild.
Then that nigga
Baby,
said
I
to grab my
deserve.
coat and chase you down the street, nigga. That nigga was going crazy. What did that bitch do, Tank? You got to do an unsung on why you wrote that song. What did she do to make you grab your coat? Because he knew he wasn't coming back in the house. Because usually if you chasing somebody, you don't think to grab your coat. You like, nah, I'm not stopping. I'm going to catch this bitch.
Might be out here for a while.
Hey, you know why? What Chico said some real shit, but you know why the Me Too Times Up movement or none of that shit will ever affect hip-hop?
Why is that?
Because everybody loved a problematic hip-hop song at some point in their motherfucking
Even Chris
life.
Rock made the joke about that shit. You remember that? He was talking about how women love the most misogynistic lyrics.
yeah,
It could be a song called "Slap Her with the Dick." Slap her with
Oh
the
yeah,
dick.
yeah, I do remember that.
Hit that bitch with a bat. Like you gonna support
Yes,
that?
man.
They ain't talking about me.
Yes. At some point, you sang along to Snoop Dogg. Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
Oh,
You
you
bitches
live by
ain't
that.
shit but hoes and tricks. I'm talking about women.
Yeah,
At some
of
point,
course.
sang along
and
to
Nate
that
Dogg
shit.
on the beginning of that song was so disrespectful. And if you can't fuck that day, baby, just lay back and open your mouth. Cause I have never met a girl.
And then my nigga Corrupt come right behind him with some hard ass.
Hard ass shit.
That shit was so
If
hard.
Corrupt
Nigga,
get
Corrupt
fucked
fuck about a bitch. I never be broke. I never had no motherfucking endo to smoke.
I get low and loony.
Bitch, you can't do me. We look like BBD.
You hoochie groupies.
I got no love for hoes.
That's something that I learned in the pound. So how the fuck am I supposed to pay this hoe? Just to lay this hoe. I know the pussy's mine, so I'ma fuck a couple more times. And then I'm through with it. There's nothing else to do with it. Pass it to the homie, now you hit it. Cause it ain't nothing but a bitch to me. And y'all know that bitches ain't shit to me. I gives a fuck. Why don't you pay attention? Approach it with a different proposition.
I'm corrupt hoe. You'll never be my only one.
Trick ass bitch.
No fun.
Well, how about when Snoop Dogg said, I fucked on the floor so I would mess up the bed. Then Lil Half Dead put his dick on her head.
Legendary
And
shit.
Snoop is a family-friendly artist right now.
Look, you can't fault Lil Half Dead because he didn't say he assaulted her or he disrespected her. All he did was lay his dick on her head.
Right.
She could have been like, quit playing so much, Half Dead. Get your dick off my head. We don't play like that.
That's
But
why.
it was never no anger.
That's why I wish Pimp C would have stayed alive, man. Pimp C
I don't know if it was a joking dick on the head or what.
You know what I mean?
You think Pimp C would have been doing commercials?
Pimp C would have been doing commercials if the pimp was still alive.
What kind of commercials?
Any type of commercial. State Farm, all that shit. Are you in good hands, bitch? Like, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, the times have changed.
Hold on, bitch. Left all that busted ass insurance alone. No, I'm time out.
Yeah.
Fucking Pimp C said, I got a young brown stallion and she's 20 years old. When you pop it from the back, you
I see that hairy asshole. Not only was he into pussy hair, he was
hairy
into hairy asshole.
Yo, after Pimp C said that line, I was always looking for hair in the asshole.
Yeah.
I felt like I wasn't getting the right type of women because there was no hair in the goddamn asshole.
Bro, you can't even find a pussy with some helmet no more.
We are going to get shut down.
No, it's not. We just reminiscing about the old times.
Yeah, I mean, but that's
Maybe that's why we were so mean to women. They had hair in their fucking asshole.
I mean,
that was probably
you know
just
what I think. You know why I think it's changed
I'm
because
looking
it's
for
a
some
whole
pussy
lot
with
easier
helmet.
to be offended now. Back in the day, in order for you to be offended, you had to get up and go out into the world and be offended. Go hold some picket signs or some shit somewhere. Show up to a concert and stand outside. Now you can give your opinion publicly and privately at the same time, so you can be offended while sitting in your living room doing nothing. So it's easier to,
and it's more influential.
Yeah.
If you get a bunch of people tweeting about a company, they'll drop something. When people would picket outside of a company, nothing
Nobody
would
gave
ever
a fuck.
happen.
Like, can you park in the back? Those dickheads are out there.
That's the protest.
You know what though? I had that. You know what's so funny? You're right, but I had this conversation with David Allen Greer about In Living Color, and he said back in the day you really had to work to complain because you had to write letters.
Yeah.
And then the fax machine came, and you had to send the fax.
I'm gonna say this: all of that shit is fake.
What you
know
mean?
The protesting people. Like, I did a show with Michael Vick, the Michael Vick comedy officer. They never let the shit come out because the fucking dog people showed up and they were protesting.
Peter, you mean?
No, like an animal rights group.
Yeah, got you.
They won't even necessarily say it was Peter or whatever, but it was just some people who came out and protested. And they were out there for like 3 hours. Until he went over there and everybody wanted to take a fucking picture. I'm like, are you bitches upset or are you just fucking up the money right now?
Fans, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they all wanted to take pictures, man.
It's crazy how it's changed because In Living Color couldn't come on now.
Nope.
Hell no.
They had a whole sketch about a handicapped superhero, bro.
Which was actually empowering though.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But they had a sketch. It's a sketch that go back and watch this sketch. Like when you watch this sketch, if you think about it playing now, like it's scary to think that it coming on TV now. It was a sketch they did. I can't remember the white lady name, but she was a realtor. And all of the different races of people came to see the house, and she was saying all of the stereotypical shit about the reason why they would enjoy the house. Like she was like, oh, the black dude came to Tommy Davidson came in. She was like, oh, hey, how you doing, brother? You'll love this place. You can fall asleep to the sound of gunshots every night. It's a ghetto right around the block. Then the Asian dude came, and she was doing all types of racist Asian jokes, and the shit was funny. But now show would be like
offensive.
You're out of here immediately.
Right. And the funny part about In Living Color is they used to make fun of everybody. Everybody used to get. They used to go at Farrakhan, Mike Tyson, white people, gay people, handicapped people. Everybody.
Sometimes I watch Family Guy and I be like, "Hey man, fuck y'all."
Why they be racist?
They be racist as fuck. You ain't seen the episode where Peter finds his black relatives?
No. I never used to watch that shit. I thought Cleveland was his black relative.
Legendary with the racism, and that they go at everybody on Family Guy. Jesus, everybody. They disrespectful. But it's if you appreciate comedy, you understand that there's nothing that's not offensive to somebody.
Right.
If you're not offending somebody, then the joke isn't really funny because if it's funny, then it's going to.
Is that true though, Chico?
Yes. Every funny joke is going to offend someone.
Yeah.
There's no victimless humor.
No, at all.
No such thing.
Really?
Yeah, you do a joke about big titties, little titty women get mad. Fat asses, little asses, black people, white people. Everything you talking about, somebody be like, oh, that ain't true.
See, I'm never a good gauge because I don't care. Like I like to laugh.
I've seen you laugh at some fucked up shit before, man.
That's the only
some shit as a black man. I was like, nigga, how you gonna laugh at that, Charlamagne? Like you just said some shit the other day where you was like, watching Power is the only time I cheer for the white man. I was like, what?
It's the truth.
Man, delete that shit. We don't ever cheer for the white man. I don't give a fuck what's going on.
I hate all the black characters on Power. all of them, man.
Privately, you'll be right.
Privately, you gonna root for the white man.
I don't do that shit publicly.
You can do it privately.
I don't want this motherfucker winning shit.
You know what I mean?
Who you privately rooting for? What white people?
Man, it's a lot of privately white people I root for that I'm fans of privately. Like, what's my man name that made that song?
Hold up, before you even say it. See, when we a fan of white people, we never know their name. It's just my man. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
My man.
Christopher something. I can't remember his last name.
Hey, what's my man? Who was
Chico
my man that was the Joker? What's his name?
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, we don't never know their name.
We never know their name.
What's my man
now
from?
You know how we feel.
Hold up, we got to shout out Deion. Deion Cole got a funny ass joke on his new special about that shit.
I gotta watch this shit.
He got a new special about how when black people love white people, we'll never know their fucking name. Gotta check that.
Yeah.
Who is this? Who is
Deion Cole?
Oh, I love Deion.
Cole.
When I used to go up in the black rooms in New York, I would get brought up as just the last Jewish guy that they knew.
See, what's a black room? A room with a lot of black people in it?
No, it's like
the rooms Hannibal Buress don't work in.
A lot of times it's in
what
a
the fuck? Why they calling it the chilling circuit? Nobody even eats chitlins no fucking more.
Isn't that like a southern thing?
No, man, fuck that. They used to call it the chitlin circuit because motherfucking clubs used to actually sell chitlins in that bitch.
But these were never clubs. These were always like it's in like a bar. I mean,
that's how prominent racism is, man. They done forced us to the back roads and barbecue clubs and shit. Like,
ain't nothing wrong with the chitlin circuit though.
Nothing. It's
Tyler Perry done made $1 billion in the chitlin circuit.
But the thing is, the fucked up part about it is once you make the chitlin circuit too cool, they gonna come get it. Like, you know what?
They doing that now.
They cut the chitlin circuit off
for a chitlin or two.
But what I'm saying, what is a black room?
So, I mean, like, you serious?
No, because that's my. No, I'm saying like
really.
That's a good answer. I like that answer.
Yo, you've been playing black rooms your whole life.
No, I'm asking your opinion.
I know what the fuck it is.
No,
who are we describing this to?
So listen. So this is what I'm saying. My struggle as an entertainer.
Say something a little racist.
No, exactly.
Hey Schultz, will you say something a little racist?
To avoid all outrage. You're like, are you serious?
So what I'm saying
black
though,
rooms are the rooms. There's like legendary New York comics that have hosted these shows for years. I mean, Smokey Suarez, Capone, Smokey,
Drew Frazier.
Drew, shout out to Drew, and then
so what I'm saying though is if I go do comedy in a room full of white people, what is that called?
Depends what it's at.
Nah, what is that called?
We call those the alt rooms.
No, it's not. See, that's what I'm saying. I asked you that because it was like,
whoa. You do not want to have a room full of white people and call it the alt room in this era. Alt right?
No.
It could be the alt-right room in that motherfucker.
So in New York, right, there's like there's the mainstream room, the clubs.
That's what they call it.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like if you do a room full of black people, it's a black room. But if you go to a white club and it's white people, they're like, oh, that's mainstream.
You're comparing two things that aren't the same. The rooms are a place that does comedy, but it's not a comedy venue. So it's at a restaurant or something like that. The alt rooms or the hipster rooms is what they call it. And those are the ones in like Brooklyn. There's a bunch of like weird white people usually to perform there.
I've seen black people not work in black rooms.
Right?
I've seen Hannibal Buress
ain't funny.
Hannibal funny, but Hannibal don't work in the black room.
That's a different kind of. I'm not. See, you want to like single out, but it's a lot of comedians that are just in the game who like, I have
the road.
Crossover
There's certain
appeal.
clubs on the road that they call the black club or the white club. Like you go to like what is it, like in Dallas, like one room, one improv is like, oh, this is where the black acts come through, and this one is where, and I know it's because that's where they book me.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So
like
this
that.
is-
What's that? The Comedy Store
In Virginia
LA?
Beach, they do
Where
a black,
they
they
have
do a
the-
white
the
show at
belly
8
room.
o'clock, and they do
Black
a
room.
black
Yeah,
show at
they
10 o'clock.
They call it a black show?
Well, they have a white
They make you
headliner,
walk
and
past
then
all
they have
the
a
white
black
people that's
headliner
really
for the
making it
second.
to walk upstairs and fucking struggle. That shit don't make no
What
sense.
Lo said is real. What Lo said they got a white show and a black show.
And at like one of those funny bones in Virginia, they have an early show where they have a white headliner, and then they have a 10 o'clock show where they have a black
So
headliner.
that's the black room.
Hold on, are you saying
Right
Virginia
now.
is racist?
Yes, very much.
Holy shit!
Just like the rest
This
of these
is mind-boggling.
motherfuckers.
Rocket doctor.
This is craziness.
Yeah,
What
it
y'all
is.
spending y'all money on, man? I see Chico over there blinked out.
Hey man, don't do that. Don't do that.
Chico over there
Don't
icy
do
as
that.
fuck.
Don't do that. Like this is over years that I saved light skinned Charlemagne money to
Chico-
get this man. You know what I mean? Nah, I just for me, I like what I like, and I always like that shit. Like I'm able to get it at my what's the word I'm looking for? Discretion, my leisure now. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't one of the motherfuckers that feel like I got to impress nobody else, because I feel like if you start to buy things that really don't make you feel a certain way, you're doing it to try to.
That's right. You'll
appease
never be
the
happy
outside
doing that
world.
shit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like what I like, and I don't give a fuck how nobody else feel about it. It's the shit I'm
Question:
into.
What you buying,
guys
Lo?
are talking
I ain't buying
about. You
shit.
guys are
I buy
talking
cars.
about people, right? That now listen to your stuff. Right?
What you mean?
Back in the day, we could all make jokes about the famous people that we see on
Bro,
television.
you can't do that shit no more.
I think
they
they
know
always
you.
Yo, I think they
Now
always
you-
been listening.
Say what?
I think they always been
but
listening.
now they DM us, so it's a weird thing. Like, every time you make a joke about a rapper or something like that, he's gonna hear about it, and you might have
Exactly.
met him, and you're gonna bump into him somewhere. Do you have a different approach to it? Are you a little bit more concerned? Do you lean in harder?
No, I mean it depends.
Be honest.
It depends on what it is you're saying. Like that's a slippery slope, because you aren't able to determine what somebody else interprets as disrespect. You
Right.
can never-
You could- it's a joke to you, but that-
you can never determine, and the disrespect is subjective too, because something that's disrespectful to you isn't disrespectful to me. So
Very true.
It's like a line that you have to toe, but it's certain things that are just blatantly disrespectful. If you like a troll like Charlemagne, like some of the shit is
call
just
you a
unnecessary. You know what I mean? You don't have to say that. You can just leave motherfuckers alone. You just being mean. You know what I mean?
I haven't been mean in a long time, Chico.
Man, so what? But you still one of the most. You like they did the top 5 crackheads. You like one of the top 5 trolls in internet history, nigga. You know what I mean?
You're an old soul, Chico.
I mean, but you have like the situation that happened with you and Nip. God bless the dead. Like the way that y'all handle that, the way that you said that you handle that. That's something that can happen with somebody who has, the ability to be able to conversate and say, "Hey, this is why I didn't like what you said. This is why I
was
found
Man, don't
disrespectful.
give that
I
nigga too much
deserve-
credit. He still ain't fixed that shit with Birdman.
No, that shit ain't getting fixed probably. I don't have no problem with Birdman, but he don't fuck with me.
He don't fuck with
You know
you
why
at
he
all.
don't fuck with me? Because I can't stop saying what I'm saying. And my only thing I'm saying is, why do you keep signing with Birdman when he got a reputation for not paying people?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But Nip, the Nip shit was fucked up though, because I knew better as a man than to do what I did. Because I didn't know that him and Lauren was together, but that don't got nothing to do with nothing. I ain't had to say nothing about that woman's weight. You understand what I'm saying? At the time. So that was just fucked
growth.
up on my part. I knew better than to do that. But man, one thing about that social media shit, nigga, you will get caught up doing some shit you ain't got no business doing and saying some shit you ain't got no
At
business
some
saying.
point.
Because that shit is like a stage and you feel like, it was at one point where everybody was just trying to out fucking
Troll each other.
I don't want to say troll, but it's a worse word than that.
Outshock.
You wanted, yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
You wanted to say the most shocking shit about people. I can't believe they said this about that person, this and that.
Yeah.
So everybody got caught up in that for one moment.
But now you've been on that for a while, right? Now you guys are at this stage where like the people that you're talking about, that you make jokes about, even at the show, even you're making fun of someone in the crowd. You're dressed like blah blah blah, this that the person you're referencing is gonna call you. And do you stop?
No, I can't let your personal feelings fuck with my art. Like we'll deal with that.
Listen, you know me, I love this.
We'll deal with that shit later. Like
That's
if
a good line.
If it's that serious, bruh, security can
Right.
escort you out, or you can get on social
you been
media
pressed about it?
and
Has
leave
anybody-
a bunch of comments.
Nah, but
Whatever
we're not
you need to
speaking on
do,
nothing like-
whatever you need to do to express yourself, do that shit. As long as you don't fucking touch me, you good.
Right. And I wouldn't say that we speaking on anything that is not public knowledge. You know what I mean? It ain't like I'm saying, hey man, that motherfucker don't know how to fry chicken. Stupid motherfucker. Like, it's not anything personal. It's if you're talking to
boom.
you know what I mean?
Nah, that's the shit. No, what he said is the truth.
Personal thing in the world.
All of these artists know what niggas is saying about them. They all got social media. So don't just because you can put a face to it, don't get mad at niggas. Get mad at they'll get mad at you because they know Chico Bean. Or they know Carlos. Or they know
Charlamagne.
Charlamagne.
That shit different, bro. It's like when you get to a certain status, you can't even joke with your homeboys no more because that shit hurt different.
Yes.
Because you said it.
Yes.
Because there's like envy, there's a little jealousy, there's some resentment.
Well, it's kind of a mixture of all of that, but it's like once you're the success in the room, it hurt different coming from you.
By the way,
like,
dude,
not your guy saying your shoes ain't shit. Meek Mill said your shoes ain't
not
shit.
only are you right, but that shit happens all the time. That shit ain't gonna never stop.
Right.
Meaning, like, you can be in the rooms with other professionals,
right?
And because you are who you are,
you
gotta walk a certain way because you might hurt them motherfuckers' feelings.
Right.
But they can talk to you in your kind of way
That's
all
how
the
you
goddamn
find
time.
out- That's how you find out who your real friends are when you start to have success, because it's the people you can act yourself around still.
Yes.
We've been around motherfuckers who are way more successful than us, and they real insecure. They try to watch and be like, oh, well, get him off stage, or why he saying this, or why he got all those people over there, or why is he doing this? And like, nigga, you are who you are. I'm just in the atmosphere enjoying. All this shit is new to me.
Yeah,
You
but they
used
threaten
to
you.
it,
They
so
threaten
you don't
you.
respect it. You don't
That's
even enjoy
energy.
the shit the same way I do.
That's energy. That's something about the energy that you can't, you can't fake that. You can't recreate that. You can be doing the same thing as somebody, but your energy just isn't the same as mine.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whatever world you living in, you aren't as connected to it as I am to mine. So you're not gonna ever be able to give the same type of, emit the same type of energy that I am, because you don't have the same connection that you have to whatever it is you have going on. You're not dedicated enough to it to be, to be secure, to be able to say, I don't give a fuck what you think about what I got going on. Like that comes from for me, that comes from my upbringing. Like, my father was murdered, so I had to take on the responsibility that a man was supposed to do in a lot of ways in my house. So when my friends was outside playing football and riding their bikes, I had to walk to the grocery store with the cart to get the groceries for the house. And I remember one day I was pissed off about it. And my Aunt Murray, who I got on my chain, God bless her, like, I came in the house and I was like, man, I don't want to go to the store. She was like, what's wrong with you? All the niggas at the grocery store know me by name. All the people that work in there know me. I just was feeling like, man, I don't want to do this shit. And she was like, okay, you got a choice. Here's your choices. You could either figure out how to not give a fuck about what your little friends think about you handling your responsibility, or you can just tell your mama you ain't doing that shit no more. I'm like, well, that's an easy choice. I ain't telling her shit. But that helped me understand the importance of opinion. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, but I'm entitled not to give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Like, I have the ability to be able to utilize whatever it is I want to have going on and be secure enough in it to where you can think whatever you want to think about what I'm doing. But as long as I'm not knowingly hurting myself or nobody else, who gives a fuck what you think?
That's a great point. I think a lot about opinions nowadays because we're so surrounded by the opinions of other people. But I always ask myself, do we really give a fuck about what these people think, or do we give a fuck because we know the shit that they're saying is not true, and you just have a nature in you that just wants to say, nigga, stop lying.
But that's like, to me, that's like walking past a line of people and ignoring a line of people that's trying to give you $100 to go argue with the motherfucker that's asking you for $100.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It's like this person is not offering you anything, but you'll rather stay and give your energy to somebody who has nothing for you rather than to pay attention to the things that are beneficial to you. But that's just a mentality that you got to kind of break yourself out of. And it's tough, especially with all of this access that you have to people telling you how they feel about you. But I just, like I said, growing up, I never had the luxury of dependency. Everything that I wanted, I had to go get on my own. So that makes you become numb to what people think. Because when I'm going to the barbershop to work or riding 18 stops to Whole Foods to bag groceries, people are like, man, what the fuck are you doing that shit for, man? Nigga, we outside, bro. You missing something. No, I'm not. I want the Jordans when they come out next week. And my mama not buying that shit. And your mother might. Or you might just be okay with not having them. I'm not okay with not having them, and I know my mama not buying them. So I got to fix that. I got to do something about that. So now, living in the world that we live in, I understand that everything that I do is going to come with, scrutiny. That's a part of celebrity. That's been a part of celebrity for years. It just get to you a whole lot quicker than it used to. Like you said, David Attegris said, it took a long time for you to hear the hate or see the hate. Because 9 times out of 10, people not going to walk up on you and say the shit they wrote in the comment on Instagram.
No, they going to ask for a picture.
Yeah,
they ain't never going to say that shit to you.
You know what I mean? They're not going to say it, but it's just, you got to figure out a way to not let that affect you, to not let the opinions of strangers affect your day-to-day actions. It just
I've never been talked to in person the way I get talked to online.
They would never talk to you like that.
Like when I say it's rare. Like very rare.
Because motherfuckers don't really feel like that. They just want somebody to come through and like that goofy ass shit.
Bro, it happens all the time when, I seldomly respond to a negative tweet or comment, but when you do, 90% of the time.
It make you look like you hurt and shit.
It does, and then you look pussy, but like 90% of the time, the response from them is, yo, I was just playing, man. Big fan of your work. Yeah. And I was like, that's it. From now on, now, you just want attention. You're too insecure to like say, hey, good job.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about you guys is, how do you guys manage the ego of success? Like, it's random that a group of 3 people comes up and, you see it in bands all the time where like, they start to like split up or one person's doing this. You got the internet pumping all of you guys up. Like Chico fans are going, yo, you're the greatest. Carlos fans, you're the greatest. DC, you're the greatest. So do you guys sit down and are you like, yo, we're not going to let that fuck with us?
No, man, we don't have to do that. We already know who we are. Yeah. We were already who we were before we even started this.
So it's like because you guys were already friends when you guys had nothing, the success isn't affecting the friendship.
No, because we fans of each other. Like, I actually want to see this man do good. I actually want to see DC do good. It's not like I'm like, oh, they're too successful. They're going to leave me. Nigga, this is what this is for.
Yeah.
Like, we are formulating right here because out of these 3, one of us is going to be you know what I mean? Or all of us. But we are pushing each other to be great. There's no jealousy at all with this shit.
Not at all. And this is what keeps me humble in that regard to where I never even allow my ego to reach that point is that the things that I would consider to be nuisances in my life now, 7 years ago would have been the solution to every problem that I had.
Like what?
Like anything. Like,
welcome to success.
I gotta pay $1,000 for a flight.
Word up.
7 years ago, nigga, $1,000?
Nigga, I ain't going. I'm not going.
I got a G.
That shit wasn't even an option. I'll drive, my nigga. I'm gonna drive.
So it's like, I can never allow myself to get so caught up in what I have going on to think that I'm bigger than anything. Especially nobody's bigger than the program. And what we have going on and what we're able to do comes from a place of us being able to build. Like, we used to walk to our first season of Wild 'N Out, we used to walk to the Western Union to send $50, $60 home, washing our clothes in the laundry room at a hotel. Like, that was the reality. So it'll never, no matter how much success we achieve, not necessarily just saying it because we came from that, but no matter how much success we achieve, you can never forget the fact that before we had any of this shit going on, we were able to build with nothing.
Yes.
When we had nothing going on.
That's the best people to come up with, man. That's why I love my wife so much, man. I know y'all not fucking each other, but that's why I love.
This nigga say the weirdest shit for no reason.
Man.
I'm telling you, that nigga got a gimp in his basement.
I don't know if y'all fucking or not, but I mean, it'll probably prove y'all relationship.
You know what I mean? Y'all should give it a shot one time.
Well, I'm just saying,
when you and your homeboy y'all ever sword fight, you know what I'm saying? No, motherfucker, no.
When you come up with somebody from the bottom and they know your struggle.
Come up with somebody from the bottom.
Hey, she gonna be looking so disgusted.
I'm just because I know that you still trolling. You talking about I ain't a troll. You troll. That's the troll shit you do. Try to sneak in some homosexual activity every chance you get for no reason. So, have you guys ever watched football naked? Like, what? Whoa. The fuck does that have to do with anything? No, I'm just saying, because it's really tough now with the way you try to
Hey man, I got a question. As a man, how often do you use your nipples? What the fuck, Miss Solomon?
I got a question. I'm gonna use that one for real. Oh my God, this guy's so crazy. But now, you know what it remind me of? It remind me of like me and Duval. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, people wonder why I root for Duval the way that I do. It's because like I seen that shit. Picking that nigga up when I had mad clothes and my fucking. Who said it? Somebody said it.
No, he said it. But it's cool. He's white. They play games like that. You know what I mean? They get drunk and put their dick on each other's forehead like a little hand.
We learned it from the rap song.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Schultz is sleeping.
Hey, why the fuck?
Put it in his nostrils.
Hey, why the fuck was his name Little Half Dead though?
Hey man,
that's a hard ass name.
Hey man, hey, that's just that California like I always like to plug Slim shit when I get a chance. It's a YouTube page that I subscribe to and I watch a lot called Kev Mac Videos.
I don't know who that is.
Kev Mac Videos is a dude out of LA. He from the 60s and he interviews all of the old OG gangbangers from LA.
Oh wow.
And all of the historic guys, all of the big name guys who helped start the info and just to to see how deep they take that culture, and then some of the names, little beer can. You know what I'm saying? All the type, man, you got to watch this shit.
Yeah.
Some of these niggas got some of the craziest names you'll ever hear in your life, but it's just, you can tell that culture is just the way that they, whatever it is you did, that's what they named you. You know what I mean?
So why was he little half dead then?
Because he got shot in the head, though.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, see?
So he was half dead.
He probably was half dead at some point, and they named him.
That's
You know
just
what I mean?
lazy.
Yeah, but,
You just don't want to learn somebody's name.
Yeah, right. It's just some ghetto hood shit. They
Yeah.
would have called you little freaky nigga. You know what I mean? That would have been your name. Little suspect.
Little half gay. Hey, you know what though? I know y'all got to get out of here, man. It's interesting to me that Chico, you said you never fathomed this shit. Like you never dreamed it, you never envisioned it. Because you know they always tell people.
I envisioned success.
Okay.
But I didn't envision the specifics that people ask you to give them when they say what's next.
Got you.
Understand? I've always envisioned success. I've always seen myself being successful. We sit and have conversations about, you know, just how amazing the journey that we've been on thus far has been. But for me to have to give, when somebody walk up to you and be like, all right, nigga, when the movie's coming? And it's like, first of all, you can't, that comes with being an entertainer, but you're an asshole if you do that to a regular person. Like if somebody work at Starbucks, be like, all right, baby, you on Frappuccinos now, when you gonna start heating up
Hey, when you gonna open your own shit, bro?
When you gonna start heating up croissants, nigga? When you gonna have it? You know what I mean? So,
Come on, bro. You been here 4-5 years.
Right.
It's
just coffee.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
How hard is it to become the next coffee mother? It's like, I ask people that all the time. When people say that, man, when you gonna be in movies? When you gonna do this? What you do for a living? Like, what if I came to your job and asked you that? How would you feel about having to give an answer to that?
Yeah.
Because we don't really have any connection. You're just looking for me to justify whatever it is you got in your mind, so you can go tell people when you see me, yeah, I had to ask that motherfucker about this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
I don't mind the question, but my answer is always going to be reflective of whatever's next is what's next.
It's also their idea of success, not
Right,
yours.
exactly.
Like they might grow up going, the only way you're successful in entertainment is if you're in movies.
As if it looks like I think it should look.
Exactly.
And it
Whereas
don't work
your
that
idea
way.
of success might be complete. You just want
I'm
to do
in it.
stand up.
We're living it. We're walking in it. So you'll never be.
I
able
don't
to
feel
understand.
successful. Every day I wake up, I feel like I ain't did shit. I feel like every day I gotta get up and prove myself. Like,
Did you envision anything, Los? Did you have a dream? Like,
bro, where I'm from, I never even thought that this shit was possible. Like when I moved to Atlanta, I didn't move to Atlanta to do comedy. I was just getting the fuck out of Mississippi.
Yeah.
And I had started doing like some improv and shit, and then I took that shit on stage, and then it's like the comedy shit just happened so fast, just go around the world with it. And then it's like now I don't feel like none of that shit even matters. Like every day I get up, I gotta find something to do. I gotta find some kind of way to get in front. Even if these people follow me, I gotta find something to do in front of a million motherfuckers. You know? I don't harp on nothing I've done. I don't feel successful at all.
I mean, but you gotta invest in yourself though. That's just, and I'm not just talking about mental investment. You gotta mentally invest in yourself every day. That's something I strive to do every day.
Right.
Every day I strive to mentally invest in myself. I take time to just drive my car for an hour or two or whatever I got to do just to be able to be in my own space and
Stay
my
mentally
own
healthy
and stay in my and stay away from the things that society tell you that you're supposed to subscribe to. It just don't work like that for me. And like I said, my background makes me the way that I am. I grew up different. My father got killed when I was 2. This is my Uncle Reggie. He was killed in 2002, and I don't remember losing my father, but this nigga was the closest thing that I had to a father figure in my life of all the other men that I was blessed to be around. And when he died, I remember when they pulled the plug on him, he passed away. I walked out the hospital room and I was walking towards the exit, and my everything. I never felt like this before. I'm sad. I'm angry. I'm vengeful. I'm sick. I'm everything. And then I remember Howard Hospital in D.C. When you walk out the exit, it's like a courtyard. And when I walked out into the courtyard, everything was moving. All right, man. I see you at lunch. All right, babe. Oh, excuse me, young brother. And I realized then that you are in control of your world.
Right.
And the world will always function, no matter what it is you got going on.
That's right.
The world is the world.
That shit gonna keep spinning.
Yours.
A similar story, because it's like my mother had passed away on my way to a show. I was driving to a show. Like I'm almost there, like an hour away. I got a call that my mother passed. And I'm headlining. This was 2013, New Year's Eve.
Damn.
That's the day I lost my mom. So I was headlining my New Year's Eve show, and I'm like there. So I had to go and perform this shit 2 whole hours. I didn't even get to take a minute to be like, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck just happened? So that day right there changed everything for me. So I know, even like at the worst, even at my lowest point, broken heart, whatever, I still could do this shit. I could tell jokes with my fucking eyes closed. So I never worry about no shit like that. And it's just like, that changed my whole perspective.
What was the performance like? Were you more locked in?
Standing ovation. It was just like, I don't even remember the shit I'm saying. I just was going, this just like, this shit was automatic.
That shit probably was a good release for you in that moment, though.
Yeah, it definitely was. So it's just like that story right there is just like, it started to make you prioritize everything and show you what's important, like what you can invest your energy into, and what really doesn't mean
That's
shit.
why I go home so much. That's why I love going home to Mom's Corner, man.
Yeah, I mean,
it puts shit in perspective.
Oh, and then think of how many motherfuckers who made it to that level can't go home, can't go to the neighborhood that they grew up in.
Yeah.
There's a, I mean, I'm sure you guys grew up watching comedy, right? You guys seem like connoisseurs of comedy.
Yeah, definitely grew up watching it.
Do you ever like sit back and reflect and go like, okay, those were our heroes growing up, and go, holy shit, we're like on that path now, that there are young kids watching us in the way we watched those people.
That's the reason why I still take every picture, you know what I mean, especially with young people, because I always liken it to, if I would have saw what I know I am to them as a young man, how would I have wanted that person to treat me? Yeah. If I walked up on Martin in the mall, how would I
go, little nigga?
Exactly.
For real.
You know what I mean? How would I have wanted my interaction with Martin to be? Yeah. And I try to make sure that I try to give that type of interaction to young people, because you never know, that could be the thing that shapes them into believing that.
And you definitely don't want to be watching TV 20 years from now. Yeah, Chico Bean shitted on me. Been my biggest driving force.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, it's just nuts to like, just to kind of be in that moment. I always try to do that, you know. I mean, you can imagine success, you can imagine these things that are happening, you can imagine like the downfalls of the industry as well, but it's often hard to just sit in it and go, wow, like this is happening right now. The dream that I had, I'm inside of.
Yeah, that's why this shit is so amazing, because it's like every day you living beyond your wildest. You're like, you've done all the shit you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like all this shit is just extra at this point.
Do you think that at the Apollo? Like you're at the fucking Apollo, you walk on, you rub the fucking wood, and are you like going through this flashback of all the times watching it? Like,
yes.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I got a lot more that I want to do. But if this was it, I would be happy. I'm not tripping, you know what I'm saying? Like, thank you, God.
You can have goals and aspirations for yourself, and we all do. But I'm just saying, feeling the need to feel the pressure to appease people who don't have any vested interest in you getting to the point that they said you should get to. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have it. That shouldn't affect you. Then the goals you set for yourself and how you try to manifest things for yourself should mean everything to you.
You know what I think about success? I think that success, you're truly successful when your dreams don't just concern you anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? When your dreams are about impacting other people, you know, and how you can empower and influence other people. Like, to me, you get to a certain point where you got to be selfish to a certain extent.
Exactly.
And then when you realize, like, man, the shit that really makes me happy right now is helping other people.
Exactly.
You know? So I think that's what I see with y'all, you know.
Man, you
that's why you got a 30-man entourage.
Man. You're a big inspiration too. I just did my first back to school drive at my hometown. I seen you doing that shit for the past couple years.
Yeah, man. We
gave around 5,000 backpacks, man.
Hey,
we always give like credit to you, as you specifically, because when we came in to the Wild and Out fold, you know what I'm saying, they didn't think we was gonna be shit for real.
For real?
Honestly.
No, my
bro,
goodness.
we was the 2 stars that like they never thought would happen. Like we never.
I ain't see nobody else,
bro. We were never on their radar.
No way. I remember the audition. You remember when we auditioned? Yeah, we were all there, and I specifically remember both of you. I remember you, Los. You made fun of. What was Nick's like African guy? Dorian,
the big black dude. Mighty kept calling him Mighty Joe Young.
And he was wearing this like brown jumpsuit with these like white sneakers or something like that. And then Los goes, "Man, you look like a black and mild." Or something.
I remember that shit too.
It meant anything like, and even Nick said it to us after that first season, like, man, y'all niggas stars, man. Y'all gonna be stars. You know what I mean? He always said it, but in regards to that space that you don't have no control over, that executive space and all of that, they didn't look at us.
Well, they don't know
big.
shit nowhere.
But still, for us coming into the game, you think that that's necessary for you to feel validated as a star. And it took us to not get that and be able to go out and touch the people and see, like, oh, this
and
shit
it didn't happen immediately. It didn't happen.
It's inevitable.
When did y'all get on Wild Enough?
2013.
2013.
That's the thing. It's like I've always noticed people that take advantage of opportunities, like, and take advantage of moments. It's not just like being big, but it's being great in moments. Like I remember watching the hip hop cipher, the comedy cipher that you guys did, right? And I'm watching specifically for you guys, because I'm like, are they gonna be rappers or comedians in this moment? Because the win is being comedians.
Yes, and that's the approach that I took to
I know both of you took it, but and I remember watching. But the other ones on it, like Afion, like really came with like bars. But I was like, that's not for you to do. Now it's jokes. And you said the thing about was it Jess? Is that girl? And it was like
Jess. What did he say?
Take that wig off, shit, nigga.
Was it?
Yeah, I was trying to get
See, troll, a whole troll,
You
man.
think you can catch me, bro?
You're not gonna be able to do it.
You think you can catch me, bro? Come on. So, and it's like you guys came with the lines that are going to be memorable, and they're going to be tweeted, and people are going to react to those lines. And it would be so easy as hip hop fans to get caught up in, man, I'm just going to deliver bars. Everybody got bars.
Yeah.
What is going to stand out? And when you guys went for it, I was like, all right,
But that's what we do. We've always done that. Like, we've always done the shit that we fuck with. Like, that old school battle came from Los in the break saying, hey, bro, bet you don't want to battle old school. Nigga, let's run it. You know what I mean? And that ain't nothing that the structure of what they wanted to have happen and all that. We was like, whatever, we gonna do this shit.
Because there's been a lot of people on the show who they were just trying to push so hard.
But you can't force it on people.
Exactly.
You can't do it. Either the people fucking with you or they not. I don't. That's weird to me because everybody knew DC because of the Instagram. Even then, though, MTV bought DC in because he had that following. They didn't really get DC like that.
Think he would ended up being at all.
No,
that's the best thing about DC though. Is however good you think he is, he's better than that.
No,
that's why I love him. He's like, I've literally seen people be like, he just gonna go over there and fuck it up. But then he goes over there and he literally like fucks it up to the point where they were like, damn, we didn't know he could do all that. We didn't know this nigga could sing, dance, do backflips, ski, ride a jet ski. Nigga know how to put babies to sleep. He can moonwalk. Motherfucker has great memory. He can read. He's spontaneous. It's like, this motherfucker is way more than you would ever think.
Right. And you being able to see that in us so early is something we appreciate, because you always, made sure that you reached out and said, hey, man, I want to give you an opportunity. I remember we did Got Court. That's what we met at on the set.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
fuck that. I'm the only nigga on here never been on that shit.
Yeah, it was only one season.
Nah, I met you before Got Court. Because when you auditioned, Dolly introduced me to you.
But you didn't know me then. You was just like, what's up, nigga? And that was it. You know what I mean?
Nah, Dolly was like, yo, you got to check out Chico. This nigga funny.
We met. I mean, once we worked it, I say that's the first time we worked together. And I remember I did that juice box argument, and you was like, yo, that shit was amazing, man. That we went to that little party afterwards and we talked, and he was like, man, I'm gonna fuck with you, and I got some shit I'm trying to get in the works, and you kept your word with that. And now that the world is kind of starting to recognize the shit that we done been doing because we done laid a lot of groundwork up into this point for people to go back and watch and say, oh, these motherfuckers just ain't come out of nowhere. But you have always been one of the people who has showed us love and said, hey, man, yeah, I fuck with y'all. I rock with y'all. You know what I mean? We appreciate that because you had a platform that you allowed us to be a part of before most people did.
Hey, thank y'all for pulling up, man.
Bro.
Give me y'all Twitters and Instagrams and all that shit.
Fuck that. We got enough followers.
Hey.
I'm not about to fuck y'all. Y'all know my shit. If they don't know my shit, they've been there before. This shit is not new. I'm not gonna tell you to follow me. If you listen to this whole shit that up to this point and you don't want to follow me, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I'm good.
Listen, as always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. But if you think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.
Drop the bevel ad, bitches.
To be an idiot.
I don't know what happened to Bevel.
Idiot.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Brilliant Idiots. It is brought to you by BetterHelp. Whatever struggles you are facing, from depression and anxiety to trauma and grief, BetterHelp can connect you with a professional counselor in a safe and private online environment. All right? It's so convenient. You can schedule secure video or phone sessions as well as chat and text with your therapist, and anything you share is completely confidential. Best of all, it's a truly affordable option. Our listeners get 10% off your first month with the discount code IDIOTS. So why not get started? Just go to betterhelp.com/idiots, fill out a questionnaire to get matched with a counselor you'll love today.